very subjective thing. It is certainly not a case. It is certainly not a sorry. Happiness is very subjective thing. It is certainly not a case of one size which fits all when it comes to finding ways to boost it. Happiness comes in all shapes and forms as a result of pursuing your dreams. A phone call from a friend, creating a happy home, or simply a much needed hug from loved one. And regardless of what makes you happy, the research that has proven that living a more satisfied, stress-free, and fulfilled life is linked to our general day-to-day happiness. Today, we have a very fascinating session on simple, healthy lifestyle, which will guide to help us to live a happier life. We have today Dr. Ram Chadda, a renowned spine surgeon from Mumbai, who would be talking about from willing to fail to wanting to win. Sri Abhinav Bindra, our Olympic gold medalist in shooting, will give us ideas on pursuing holistic excellence. Dr. Digpal Ranawat, Director ADPT Medical Rehab Center, will talk about demystifying occupational hazard, and our very talented national and international yoga instructor Deepika from Mumbai will take a small workshop on very simple and effective yoga techniques, which leads us today healthy and happy life, which is a must to have in current scenario. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Now I request our moderators, Dr. KS Anand, the famous orthopedic surgeon of Bihar, and at present he is the secretary of Indian Foot and Ankle Society. And Anu Abhishek is the younger.
Somebody has muted him.
Sir, you need to unmute yourself, Madhusudan sir. Please unmute yourself. Yes, you are unmuted. Please speak.
I'm audible.
Yes, you are now. Yes. Thank you, sir.
Now I request our moderators, Dr. KS Anand, the famous orthopedic surgeon of Bihar and the secretary Indian Foot and Ankle Society, and Dr. Anu Abhishek, the young orthopedic surgeon and our joint secretary of the association. Please moderate the program. Both of you.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for your kind introduction. First of all, at the outset, I will really express my gratitude. Can you unmute some of the present ones? Dr. Dinesh Sharma, kindly mute yourself. Oh, thank you so much, sir. So it is indeed my proud privilege to introduce Dr. Ram Chad Dasa, who actually needs no introduction in orthopedic community. Outside the orthopedic community, to general public also, he is recognized as a spine surgeon par excellence, an erudite person, a very nice speaker, and more than anything, a very pleasing personality. Our past president of Association of Spine Surgeons of India, Dr. Ram Chad Dasa, is here to bless us all and to present his talk. So without further ado, let me invite Dr. Ram Chad Dasa. Dr. Ram Chad Dasa.
Thank you very much, Dr. Anand. It is indeed a pleasure to be here speaking to the Bihar Orthopedic Association. I was to be there a week back. However, destiny decided that things would be different, and hence I am right now speaking to you online. I speak on something which has been a part of my life, from willing to fail to wanting to win. If you look at the image on your screen, you'll see the free-flowing waters which are out of focus, which we have no control over. But as we change our focus, we can move from the autumn colors to spring and back to autumn. We see things and we believe them. We can, however, realize that in life, we get what we focus on, and hence we should focus on what we want. Today, we are going through unprecedented VUCA times, volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. And we wake up every day with a sense of fear, false evidence appearing real. Today, if I have to tell you that every minute, about 3 human beings are succumbing to COVID in our country, and by the time I'm done with my talk, 500 more people would probably be no more, you would be upset. Please realize that that's one way that we look at it. We can change our vision, our focus from a macro to a tele, from without to within. What lies before us and what lies behind us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. And here I quote Ralph Waldo Emerson. Please remember that 70,000 human births happen in our country every day. 25,000 people succumb, of which only 4,000 are succumbing to the SARS-CoV-2 virus. So if you look at the same thing differently, you will realize that we need to change our mindset from a mindset which is fixed to scarcity to a mindset which is full of abundance and is an expansile growth mindset. We as surgeons, doctors, have always been men behind the mask. But it's time that we need to come out and explore, look at life differently. Unfortunately, the social media, the newspapers, the noise of these anchors on television has hit us so hard. It hit this young man in 1994. This is Kevin Carter. He took this Pulitzer Award-winning photograph in Sudan. This showed a young child, probably a girl, walking or creeping or crawling towards her death while the predator, the vulture, waited for the prey. Kevin Carter got bestowed the Pulitzer Prize on 23rd of May 1994 for this picture that he took in 1993. 3 months between the time that he got the award till the last day in his life when he committed suicide due to carbon monoxide inhalation, July 1994. This noise killed him. People were after him. Why did he not save the child, pick up the child and give her to the Red Cross? Nobody really knows whether the child really lived or not. But the pressure, the lack of self-affirmation, the loss of hope or hopelessness pushed this man to take that step of taking his own life. Kevin Carter was no more in July 1994 at the age of 33. This brings me to that brutal study done in the 1950s at Harvard by Kurt Richter, called the experiment of hope. From my childhood, I've always been impressed by the Aesop's fables and the Jataka tales, and I love extrapolating what I learned from animals to human beings. This is a rat experiment. What did Dr. Kurt Richter do? He and his group of researchers put 32 mice into beakers filled with water. Mice cannot swim, and 16 of them in around 15 minutes drowned. His co-researchers took out the other 16, dried them up, gave them just a brief respite and pushed them back into the water. What were they checking? Would they die in the next 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or repeat those 15 minutes? What really happened? How long do you think they lived? Another 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes? No. They lived for another 60 hours. Not an error. These rats believed that they eventually could be or would be rescued. There was hope. And that hope was given to the hopeless by those people who took them out. So they swam on and on for 60 hours. What did this tell us? That hope is a key factor in our living, in our surviving, and it gives us willingness to struggle on. Another animal story from my childhood, two little frogs. These two frogs on a rainy day jumped into a room. There was this large urn full of milk and they jumped into it. They enjoyed, but soon the fatter one, the lazier one, felt that he's drowning and he drowned. The thinner one kept struggling, kept going round and round and round and round with that same hope. What happened? He didn't give up hope and the situation changed. The milk got churned into butter and he hopped out. Never give up. And finally, this is something which is again very personal. The lion jumped on the cow who had unfortunately tread into the jungle. She ran for her life. She jumped into a running stream. So did the lion pounce after her. Both of them fell into the stream. There was quicksand and they got stuck there. The lion was barely a few feet away, but the moment he took out his paw, he would lose control. So he looked at the cow and said, just wait for some time. I'm waiting for my claws to get into you and then my teeth will have this lovely meal of your flesh. The cow just looked back and smiled. She said, it's going to be sunset soon. My caretaker will realize my absence and will come looking for me. That's exactly what happened. They were both stuck in the quicksand. The caretaker came, identified the cow, and rescued her. This showed hope. The cow had hope that the lion would not be able to kill her, and her caretaker would be there to take her away. We should all live on hope, belief, faith, and trust. These three words may appear different to you, but they are very, very similar to me. Belief is something that we inculcate from our family, friends, culture, community. Faith is a personal experience. The beliefs that we have, if they work for us, we develop faith in them. And finally, what is trust? Trust is where we would let go of our prized position, like a 6-month or a 1-month-old child in the hands of that trapeze artist who's willing to walk across on a thin rope from one mountain to the other across a valley. That is trust. Belief is inculcated, faith we develop, and trust is where we shut our eyes and let go. We need to evolve and build this large staircase of hope from belief to trust across faith. How did I start thinking of this? I am, like any one of you, an orthopedic surgeon. We believe we are just regular people, but we only think we are a little bit smarter. We all went to med school. Our friends thought that we are really studying. Our government thinks we made a lot of money thereafter. But what we really did is at the bottom to the right, we struggled and we multitasked and we struggled and struggled and struggled. What did we do in our early days of education? Well, most of our colleagues who did not do orthopedics, did medicine, pediatrics, and other branches, they studied and they struggled and they were very, very regular. We who became orthopedic surgeons, well, we've spent our times being spiritually inclined with the other spirits. And when we reached our internship, where we had to choose and make a flow chart of what we need to do in the future, well, we were all multitasking, weren't we, as orthopedic surgeons? This is when we entered orthopedics. We did not go through it, but we still go through it. Every senior, every junior has gone through it. Initially, the juniors are not fed, and then they are overfed, whether it is surgery or whether it is food. Finally, after those 3 to 4 years, we get that orthopedic license, that license to eat what we kill. And we then enter practice. We believe that we have made it, we have achieved. But unfortunately, in the very first year, our to-do list is nothing. We get desperate. We are ready to work for anything. The mind thinks, are we overqualified, MS, DNB, FRCS? Or is it that we are totally screwed up? We just keep playing with those screws and rods and those hammers, not knowing what to do. That's when luck pays its visit. The first small car, the first small clinic, the small little home, the first PC, that's my PC XT, which I got in the late 80s. And finally, Gandhiji, who disappeared in 2016, appeared as a part of my savings. Flash forward 25 years, where most of you are today. This is what your garage looks like. This is what your home looks like. That's where you are spiritually inclined. And this is your Mac that you play with. But that's not all. You sleep and sleep with all sorts of papers, with all sorts of presidents' photographs from various parts of the world. Unfortunately, you've also lost your hair, and you have that little prosperity at both ends. And there are only times, twice, that you are stressed, during the day and at night. Then comes your 50th birthday. And this is very personal. It looks so hunky-dory. And immediately after the 50th birthday, it all turns to crap. It's not just the physical male menopause. It's something much more. That's the time that you start thinking. You've gone through your survival, your security, your stability, your success, but you are not happy. Success does not beget happiness. Happiness begets success. And for success to become happiness, you have to do something of significance. And to do something significant, you must lose everything in order to gain anything. I go back to a story which has really hit me in the year 2011 to 2013. Arunima Sinha, a young national volleyball and football player from Lucknow, was going in the Padmavati Express when she was attacked by thieves. She resisted. She was pushed out of the train. She was thrown from a running train onto the opposite set of tracks. And as she was trying to help herself out, the train in the opposite direction went all over her and crushed her. She had a pelvic injury. She had monomelic polytrauma. She was looking at disgust, difficulty, defeat, disability, and death. The girl was shifted from Lucknow to New Delhi and fought for her life. The same Arunima Sinha, 2 years later, 21st of May 2013, scales Mount Everest in 52 grueling days. The disgust, defeat, disability, and death did not stop the lady. She scaled not just that one peak, but has scaled 7 peaks on all the continents today. She uses an orthotic device which supports her, and 3rd of December since then is celebrated as the International Day of Persons with Disabilities. She has scaled the Everest, the Kilimanjaro, the Elbrus, the Kosciuszko, the Aconcagua, the Pyramid, the Vinson, everything. Having seen this lady, young lady, do it in 2 years, I thought we need to pause. We need to reconsider and we need to ask ourselves 3 questions. How am I doing? What am I doing? Where am I going? We always looked at things as being impossible, but she's proven us otherwise. And I now jump continents. I take you to Australia. In Australia, there is this place called Cliff Young Park. And in the center of that, there is this large stone boot belonging to Cliff Young. This is what it looks like. This is a potato farmer. In 1983, at the age of 61, mind you, 2 years older than I am, Cliff won the inaugural 875 kilometers Sydney to Melbourne ultra marathon. 875 kilometers in 5 days, 15 hours and 4 minutes. How did he train? Well, he used to chase cattle. He was a potato farmer. And he used to have 2,000 cattle on 2,000 acres of land, and his job was to collect them back. He shuffled in his characteristic way and moved across. How did he win? Well, the rules or set guidelines were that everybody runs the entire day and then rests at night and then runs again the next day and then rests at night. This man ran those 875 kilometers continuously. He ran an ultra marathon, broke the record by 2 days. He had no formal training, no sleep. He beat a lot of sponsored people who had all sorts of logos and t-shirts and footwear. He wore this potato farmer's boot. Fridtjof Nansen said something which actually epitomizes Cliff Young. The difficult is what takes a little time. The impossible is what takes a little longer. Nansen got the Nobel Peace Prize in 1921. He was a Norwegian explorer, and he did so much which we believe even today to be impossible. What did I learn? 86, I entered orthopedics. 2021, this is where I am before you. And I share my story, which I call Ram Sutra, how to convert disgust, defeat, disability, and death with dedication, determination, discipline, and devotion into happiness and success. Always expect more from yourself. Today, you have to be better than what you were yesterday, and tomorrow, you have to be better than what you are today. We all know Sergey Bubka. What do we know him for? Well, he was a reigning pole vault world champion throughout my youth. He had 6 consecutive world championship gold medals and broke his own world record 35 times. He wanted to be better today than yesterday, and tomorrow better than today. He went beyond the imaginary finishing line. Champions go higher, deeper, and beyond. Mediocres accept. Quitters never win. Winners never quit. It's not that they do different things. They do things differently. They literally raise the bar. They compete with themselves each day. And they have trust in themselves. Always remember, you have to be part of the solution, or else you're a part of the problem. This is a busy slide, but I do it because I never want to be factually incorrect. Tata Indica was launched by Ratan Tata in 1998. It was a failure in the first year, and his entire entourage told him it was a mistake and convinced him that he should go and sell off the car business. He moved to sell the business to Bill Ford in Detroit, Ford Motors. Bill Ford, sitting in his office, looked at Ratan Tata and said, "Why did you enter the passenger car business when you are not knowing anything about it? It will be a great favor if we buy this business from you." Ratan Tata was hurt, but he practiced the anagram of listen and be silent. He got up, took the flight from Detroit to New York, from New York to Bombay, Mumbai, came back here. 10 years down the line, Ford was getting bankrupt. Tata Group offered to buy Ford's luxury car division called Jaguar Land Rover. Bill Ford with his team came to Bombay House, Mumbai. Bombay House is the headquarters of Tata Group. In this meeting, Bill Ford said to Ratan Tata, "You are doing a big favor to us by buying Jaguar Land Rover. Today, JLR is owned by the Tata Group and is making profit." Ratan Tata, and I quote, "I don't believe in taking right decisions. I take decisions, then make them right. None can destroy iron, but its own rust can. Likewise, none can destroy a person, but his own mindset can. How the mighty fall. It's the hubris of success. Remember that. Be a part of the solution, or else you're a part of the problem. The better you are, you're more useful at the top. Be a leader rather than a follower. Success is never somehow, it is how. There is a way to do it. Plan the details. Have a good route map. Be a situational leader. Whatever comes, you should know how to respond. Let problems come from anywhere, anytime. You'll have a solution every time. Aim to be the very best. Never second best. We all know this ace tennis player, Leander Paes. He's had huge achievements all his life, but I take you to 1990 when he was playing his first junior Wimbledon final. He was pacing in the green room at Wimbledon, and his coach was sitting in one corner reading a magazine. Leander went up to him and said, "Coach, tell me, what do I do? How will I win the final?" The coach just looked at him and smiled, said, "Relax, my boy. Believe in yourself." This man was getting jittery, nervous, didn't know what to do. He went back to the coach, "What do I do?" So the coach, just to gain his attention and to spend some time, said, "Get the Wimbledon brochure." Leander looked around, he couldn't find the Wimbledon brochure. He said, "I can't find it." He said, "Okay, go out and look for it." Wimbledon brochure is basically a collection of the entire past year's winners with their photographs, achievements, scores, etc. He couldn't find it, so he ran down, went to a small provision store, picked up this for £5 or whatever it was, ran back to his coach and gave him that 120 pages of that brochure. The coach looked at it and said, "I know it's for you. Open it and read it." So Leander went all the way through it and he said, "Okay, I've seen it. Now what do you want me to say?" He says, "Tell me the name of last year's junior Wimbledon runners-up." Leander went through it for the next 10 to 15 minutes. He could not find either the photograph or the name in those 120 pages. What does that say? You should always aim to be number one. You cannot aim to be the runners-up. That convinced Leander, and Leander was then junior Wimbledon champion for India in 1998. Aim to be the very best in everything you do, never the second best. You could be just sweeping the floors, but you should be the best. You could be washing utensils, but you got to be the best. Do your job as well as is humanly possible. Failing is fine, but to aim for second best is not. Secret is to have your benchmark, where you are. Only you should monitor your performance. Please remember that your aims and ambitions matter a lot. Your aspirations should be humble. Whenever you succeed, you should give credit and should share it with everybody else. And if you ever fail, you should be resilient and gritty to fight back. Make your aims, your goals simple and attainable. They should be very simple aspirations. Aspire to inspire till you expire. Many of you among the youngsters may not remember this young lady. She's not young anymore. She's Nadia Comaneci, a Romanian gymnast, and I take you back to the Montreal Olympics of 1976. Look at the right lower slide. It has a digital clock and a digital score sheet. That digital score sheet cannot show 10. It can show a maximum of 9.99. Hence, for Nadia Comaneci, it showed 1.00. There was no provision. They never expected a human being to achieve perfection. Nadia Comaneci did. Zero defect, precision, and sustained excellence is humanly possible. Starts with the attitude of refusing to settle for anything but the best. Cannot be second best. Lack of excellence should hurt you. Once it hurts you, it instructs you. Once you get the instruction, you will create. And once you will create excellence. Aspire to inspire in silence. Let your work speak for you. Despite all this, nobody wins all the time. Nobody loses all the time. Muhammad Ali, Michael Jordan, Pele. Michael Jordan, regarded as probably the best ever basketballer. I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over and over again in life. That is why I succeed. Nobody wins all the time. Nobody loses all the time. Mistakes will happen, whether it's in our practice, in surgery, or in life, helplessness or negligence. Treat short-term setbacks as maturity gain and short-term success only as motivation. Good results will come from experience, but mind you, experience only comes from bad results. Abhinav Bindra at the age of 17 was the first young Olympian who went to shoot. He was at number 11. 4 years later, he came to number 4. And in 2008, he was the gold medalist at Beijing. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's a part of success. Defeat is not when you fall down, but when you refuse to get up. Greatest pride is to grow in your own eyes. Greatest setback is to fall in your own eyes. Our man, whom we all look up to and admire when he comes to play, Virendra Sehwag, his career had almost finished. You may never play for India again. He was so erratic. He looked up to his role model, his mentor, Sachin. And he was batting with Sachin on 294 at Multan. And what did he say? अब पाकिस्तान के खिलाफ मुल्तान में जब मैं 294 पर बैटिंग कर रहा था, तब मैंने सचिन को कहा, अगर मुश्ताक ओवर करने आएगा तो पक्का पहली बॉल पर सिक्सर मारूंगा, और मैंने वैसा ही किया. He converted his subconscious doubt into subconscious belief, and the rest is history. Fastest 200, 319 runs, highest number of triple centuries by an Indian. Greatest pride is to grow in your own eyes. Greatest setback is to fall in your own eyes. Avoid using words like always and never. Don't make commitments which you can't live up to. Reduce your subconscious doubt, increase your subconscious belief. Learn to do what you say. Only then can you achieve what you dream. Always have a good coach. Remember, a good coach can turn good to great. We know these two people. Boris Becker, somebody I admired as a child because he was a young prodigy, and Djokovic, someone who's still ruling the roost. Today, if Djokovic was to play Becker, Djokovic may beat him 6-love, 6-love, 6-love. But no, the best period in Djokovic's career was when Becker coached him, and he just looked him in the eye and told him what to do. There are three types of people in the world. One who wonder what happened, two who wonder and watch what happens, and three, the most important, who make things happen. Goodness can turn to greatness if you make it happen. And how can it happen? You have to have a coach, but you have to keep the student alive within you. Your coach is your third eye. He need not be better than you, but he has to be a great observer of you. In pushing the lower, the higher delights. Go back to our biology. To the left is the caterpillar, to the right is the butterfly. This is not reformation, but this is transformation. Just when the caterpillar thought that the world was over, it became a butterfly. It's the end of the world, said the caterpillar. It's just the beginning, said the butterfly. Pushing the lower, the higher delights. We all go through struggles, sufferings, challenges, testing periods. Tough times, the man is being pushed, but the higher, the creator is delighting. When the caterpillar is being pushed, it's the butterfly that's being born. Every time man is pushed, the creator delights. Our instincts help us choose between pain and pleasure. It's our conscious which tells us what is right and wrong. And there is a complete horizontal exposure and a vertical expertise. This flux makes us rise. Please remember, we were all born to lead. I go back to where I started with Sergi Bubka. Olympic champion Reno Levellini broke Sergi Bubka's 21-year-old pole vault record, which stood at 6.14 meters, by jumping or pole vaulting 6.16 in his Ukrainian home on 16th of February 2014. Sergi Bubka was the first person to congratulate him. You were born to lead. Look up to your mentors, to your role models, but don't give up. What is possible for one man is possible for all men. What one man can do, another man can do much, much better. Please remember, each one of you today is listening to me because you are a human being, and you are so because you were the leading sperm. Even as a sperm, you were not a follower. You were a leader. Live up to your inheritance. And finally, you are an instrument of a higher force. Who is this? Pandit Hari Prasad Chaurasia. Nobody plays the flute better than him. That's what we say. But he believes that music comes through the flute, not from the flute. If you believe that whatever you do is coming through you, that you are but an instrument of a higher force, you will be an achiever. Have a belief system. What you think, you may call him anything. You don't have to prove him or it to anybody. Justify it, show it, convert other people to your belief. No, you don't have to even preach it. You may call it by any name, God, good, something, somebody, anybody. Just surrender to it, give in to it. Please remember, meditation is in nothing, but the belief system is in everything. Om Bhur Bhuva Swa Tat Savitur Varenyam. Insha Allah. Jo bole so nihal Sat Sri Akal. Our Father in heaven, holy be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as in heaven. Please remember, we are all not just reforming, but transforming. You may give your belief system any picture. I have my belief system. That's my Father. Without my belief system, I cannot. Without me, my belief system will not. My belief system and myself, anything is possible. Maintain this balance and create trust in your belief system. Overcome the Duryodhana's predicament. What is Duryodhana's predicament? We all know that Duryodhana was a great warrior, but what did he tell Krishna? He said, I know what is right, but I cannot indulge in it. I know what is wrong, but I cannot avoid it. We have a Duryodhana in each one of us. We know what is right, cannot indulge in it. We know what is wrong, but we cannot avoid it. Practice work-life balance. Learn to let go of your ego. Enjoy the aha moments of your life. Do one good thing every day. Stop using cuss words. Stop smoking. Stop breaking signals. Practice pristine honesty, even if it is 3 o'clock at night and there's a red signal. Wait, that is pristine honesty. Majority honesty is what? 4 of us are waiting at the red signal. One looks at the other and one breaks and the other 3 break with him. That's majority honesty. That is not honest honesty. Pristine honesty is doing it when nobody is watching. Have a balance. Have clarity of why and your purpose. Discipline of the process and consistency of the product. You will learn and see, and if you read about Abhinav Bindra, you will realize clarity of purpose, discipline of process, and consistency of product. Start with why. Purpose is more important than the process, which is far more important than the process and the product. Remember, we have a heart, a head, and a hand, and we use all 3. Unfortunately, we all are only using our hands and we are just laborers. We sometimes use our head and we become craftsmen, but we need to be artists. We need to use our hand, our head, and our heart. Please remember, trust. Why is just a belief. How we do it is in action to realize that belief. And what is the result of the action? When all these come into a balance, trust is built and value is perceived. Do it. Don't ever quit. I thank you all for a patient hearing. At the end of this talk, you may either love me or you may hate me. If you love me, I shall be in your heart forever. But if you hate me, I'll be in your mind for even longer. Thank you very, very much for a patient hearing. It's both the heart and the head which work together, and these are the pilots of your life. As I have always thought, you have to change your vision. It's the color of the glasses that you wear. You need to take them out and clean them. Clear them and start looking at the world much, much differently. Till the age of 50, I was evidence-based. I always thought seeing is believing. Now I'm convinced believing is seeing. मैं अकेला ही चला था जानिबे मंजिल मगर मैं अकेला ही चला था जानिबे मंजिल मगर लोग साथ आते गए और कारवां बनता गया. Thank you very much for a patient here.
Thank you so much, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, you are, Abhishek.
So thank you to our legendary Dr. Ram Chad Dasa sir for his kind words and time. Thanks for enlightening us with such inspiring words of wisdom and self-affirmation at this time of pandemic, as you have always been. We are extremely, extremely privileged to be here listening to each word of you shared with us, and something you said which each orthopedic surgeon will take home is that we should enjoy our work as passion, and we should work for outcome and not for income. Hope, believe, faith, and trust are power tool behind any success. And this is I am going to remember forever is that aspire to inspire till you expire. I am forever going to remember this. Thank you so much, sir. We really touched by every word you said. Connecting on to the thread, it's my absolute pleasure and honor to have with us Sri Abhinav Bindra sir, a sportsman and an entrepreneur who put India on the world map by winning 10-meter air rifle gold medal in 2008 Beijing Olympic Games. India's first and the only individual Olympic gold medalist, a title, by the way, which remains untouched and unblemished in almost a decade and a half. It was actually he who ended India's long surge and woe for an individual Olympic gold medal, a sporting legend and a phenomenal human being who still remains on quest of excellence. Abhinav sir has got over 150 medals during his career, including 1 Olympic gold, 1 World Championship, and multiple Commonwealth and Asian Games award. He is also recipient of prestigious Padma Bhushan Award, Arjuna Award, and Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna. Since retiring from sport, he has served as the chair of ISSF Athlete Commission and is currently a member of Indian Olympic Committee Athletes Commission. He is also founder of ABTP, Abhinav Bindra Targeting Performance Centers, and Abhinav Bindra Foundation. Both are heavily involved in bringing global best practice to the sports and healthcare ecosystem in India. He is also on board of director of Bajaj Auto. Welcome to Sri Abhinav Bindra sir. Thank you for joining us today. I hope you are keeping safe and well.
Thank you very much for having me, and great pleasure to be with you today. And thank you so much for the kind invitation. And I look forward to having an interesting conversation with you today.
So there are so many things running in my mind. I want to jump right into there as there is so much to cover. So as we have to so many orthopedic surgeons, already we are having more than 1,000 orthopedic surgeon viewers today, and I'm sure that it's going to be higher and higher. So on today's platform, who are considered to be, all orthopedic surgeons are considered as a medical sportsman. Every day they face challenges of expectation and performance, which highlights the importance of physical and mental training in their profession. I think mental health has become such an important and critical point of conversation, particularly during the times we are living in such a pandemic. Sir, can you guide them through when did you realize the importance of physical and mental training in shooting?
Well, I think you bring up 2 or 3 interesting points. I think there is an aspect of course, the physical aspect of anything is the foundation of any sport, even though my sport doesn't look physical in nature. It in fact is very physical in nature. I'll give you 2 reasons why. Number one, the human body, as you all well know more than me, is actually built to move. In my sport, what we try to do is be absolutely still. So it requires an immense amount of coordination. It requires an immense amount of balance. And it requires your body to be really working really efficiently. So physical training is of course very important. My sport is also something which is very asymmetrical in nature, and as you all are orthopedic surgeons, I think you would well appreciate if you spend hours and hours in an asymmetrical posture, you're bound to have imbalances in your body, which can lead to many issues. So a lot of work in terms of maintaining performance is also spent in prevention, and in prevention of this imbalance going to a degree where it might start hampering performance or even creating an injury of sorts. So I think physical performance and the physical thing is the base of even a sport like shooting, which is somewhat considered mental from the outside to regular people, but I believe that it is very physical in nature. It also requires a great amount of cardiovascular fitness, primarily because when you go and perform at a competition and you have a lot of adrenaline flowing, your heart rate will certainly go up. And in a sport where you require an absolute amount of stability, if your cardiovascular system is working more efficiently, hopefully it can counter that pressure a little bit better, which that adrenaline brings, the heart rate peaks that the adrenaline brings to. So that is a physical element. Of course, there is an element, you talk about mental performance, and of course it is well known that psychology plays a very important role in sport in general. And my sport is no different from any other sport, where you have to find a way to make sure that your mind and body work in tandem. You find that synchronization between mental performance and physical performance. So that is a well-known fact, and I think psychology has become a good friend of sport in general, and a lot of work is actually put into the sport psychology aspect of it in regards to performance. But really the topic that I would like to really touch upon is what you touched upon, is the aspect of mental health and mental well-being. This is a topic, again, is something, obviously, as you all probably know better than me, again, is that it is something which is highly stigmatized in nature. It is a topic in society in general, and in sport even more so. I think the perception of athletes is that athletes are almost immune to any kind of mental health issues just because they are mentally strong and all of that. But in fact, an athlete's life sometimes faces more triggers and are prone to more mental health issues, primarily because, we are dealing with success and failure on a day-to-day basis. There's a high amount of pressure. There is an impending end of a career happening. There is constant travel happening. There is sometimes a lack of sleep happening. So these are all certain aspects that I'm bringing to the fore to build a case that athletes are actually more prone to mental health issues. But again, the foundation has to lie in keeping human well-being at the heart and center of high performance. I think that is a change of attitude that everybody requires, not just in sport, but I think in any field where you're chasing excellence. And there is a very fine line between excellence and obsession. And you have to protect each one of you, and some of you are young doctors. You all have to also protect your passion in many ways. You all are probably the young doctors joining in today are very passionate about what you all do, but what I would just like to say is keep your human well-being at the heart and center of what you do, because if you're able to do that, you will at the end of the day be able to perform better and touch many more people's life and work more efficiently and more productively. For a long time, I personally believed in an equation which turned out to be false, that a gold medal equals happiness. But in fact, you have to learn to reverse that equation and make it as happiness equals a gold medal. So if you have that attitude, you will find that balance in life. You will find the balance in what you do. And you will find that happiness no matter what the challenges that you face day to day in everyday life. So if you're able to do that, you'll be able to remain more positive. You'll be able to remain happier as human beings. And that in turn will help you perform better in whatever you do.
Right. Good morning, Mr. Vinavindra. This is Dr. Kumar Shantanu Anand. I'm one of the moderators of this webinar, and it is indeed my proud privilege, indeed an honor to be talking to you. And we are so thankful that you have graced this webinar with your august presence. Listening to you really reinforced my idea that gold medal is not happiness, but your happiness should translate into gold medal. That is such a nice thing that you said, sir. Thank you so much. My question to you, and that certainly is playing into the minds of all the people, is to know what an average day of training was like for you when you were an active athlete.
Well, it was a lot of work. It was about 40 to 45 hours of training or even more per week. My day started early in the morning at about 6:37, which started with physical training again. That was the start of the day. After a little breakfast, it meant that post-breakfast, I would go and shoot in the shooting range. So I would train about 4 or 5 hours there. That would bring us close to lunchtime. But before lunch, I would do a little bit of recovery work, just because I've been in this posture for 4 hours, and it's very important to recalibrate my body and bring it back into some degree of alignment again. After lunch, and after maybe a 20 to 30-minute break, I would go back to shoot again for a shorter session, a more intense session, post which would be my physical training again, which was a combination of performance-oriented work, which was to build, to improve on performance on various aspects, be it balance, be it cardiovascular, be it strength, be it flexibility. Some amount of time during that gym period was used for preventive work, so that again, my body still remains in a good shape. And a certain amount of time was utilized for recovery. Recovery again is something critical to performance. So that brought me up to about 5:36 in the evening, post which, again, after a short break, I would do a little bit of mental work, mental training with my psychologist or with my trainers, which would be about an hour again, post which there was dinner, and then a little bit of unwinding in terms of, trying to put your mind away into something else, either reading or watching something on television. But again, sleep was again something which is something I had to actively work on, very important again, to perform well. So I really focused on sleep hygiene and tried to
it's 12 hours
to really make sure that I sleep well and do everything to have a good night's sleep. of course, was not able to achieve it on a day-to-day basis. But again, the attempt was there. So that was what my typical day was. It was a pretty full day, but a fulfilling day at the end of it, because at the end of the day, as your previous speaker so beautifully put it, at the end of the day, you're only answerable to your own self at the end of the day. Yes, you're competing in a competition and you're wanting to achieve great goals. But I think more than anything else, before you go off to sleep, if you look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself the good question, that have you done your best in that particular day and have put your best foot forward? And if the answer is yes, you will be satisfied. And what I learned also was during the course of my career is that hard work is most definitely the best sedative that you can get. So that ensured a good night's sleep.
Wow. Yeah.
So thank
Abhishek.
you. Yeah, sleep hygiene. I mean, a very important thing. We all orthopedic surgeons should also focus on this. And like athlete, all the orthopedic surgeons' life is also full of doubts and injuries. Their life is also dangling between focus and diversion. The scope of margin of error is also less in, like any surgery like you. It's unreal to imagine the adrenaline, the focus, the spotlight, the expectations the nation had on you. So for an inspiration for them, taking you through the journey of training period, which started way back, I just want to ask, sir, that what drove you as an athlete during time or doubts of injury to you?
Well, yes, injuries and doubts is what I would like to really speak upon is the topic that you touched upon was self-doubt. And I think everybody at some point of time in life does question themselves and have difficult moments where things do not go so well. And an athlete's life is actually full of self-doubt because, we encounter much more failure than success. And my life, certainly as an active athlete, although I was in a sport which was a lonely sport, I always had a constant companion with myself. And that constant companion for me was self-doubt. It was challenging, most definitely very tough. It made everything more difficult because I struggled to gain that confidence just out of nowhere. It was always very challenging for me to be able to take that leap of faith, and that was very difficult. But I think what really helped me in my career was the practice of acceptance. I think whenever we face difficult situations, and we all do that, we will all have those. I think one of human tendency is always to resist difficult situations. Human tendency is always to resist things which make us uncomfortable and which make us come out of our comfort zone. But the moment you learn to accept that you're in a sticky situation or you're in a difficult situation, or yes, you're having thoughts which have a little bit of self-doubt attached to it. The moment you accept it, you learn to find a way to work alongside with them. And that's what I pretty much tried to do. I like to give the example of the corona situation that we're all facing. And, we all know that, this COVID situation is not going to go away from one day to the other. And we all have to find a way to coexist with it. So with self-doubt as well, I had to find a way to coexist with it. And that could only be done when you accept that situation and learn to work with it and find effective strategies to deal with it. So I think it is human to have self-doubt. It is normal to have self-doubt. So when you do have those self-doubts, I would just like to say, don't be so harsh on yourself and don't try and paint that picture that others' lives are greener, or people who are having success at this moment, they don't face this self-doubt. I can assure you that even top performers, and we saw in the last presentation, there were a lot of great examples given of really unbelievable athletes, and I have had a chance to actually speak to a few of them. And each one of them, from a Sergei Bubka to Nadia, they all face self-doubt at some point or the other. So don't put yourself again in that line of thought that others have it easier. Everybody has certain limitations, and everybody is working with them. So learn to accept, I think, is what I try to do. That's how I try to handle these difficult situations. And that is the only advice that I would like to give today.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Binder. That was a nice thing you said, that you don't have to be too harsh on yourself when self-doubt creeps in. Thank you so much. We all know the value of data and technology in today's world is immense. And I'm sure you must have also had the assistance of data and technology in your training. So I would be very interested in knowing, how did you use data and technology to aid your training, and how did it benefit you?
Yeah. So, I was somebody who is very driven by science. I was somebody who was very driven by technology throughout my sporting career, right from my preparations towards Beijing, where for the mental side, I did a lot of work on neurofeedback and on biofeedback to train my mind and to train my body. And there again, it was all about data. It was about firstly collecting data on what sort of brain activity I had when I was performing well, and then try to find a way through technology to be able to recreate that mental state and go into performance. In terms of the technical sports side of it, it was very data driven. I used certain technologies which is used on missiles, for example. And you have you can put a sensor on your rifle, and which gives you a real-time feedback and a trace of how your rifle is moving. So that again was data which was being collected on a day-to-day basis in training. So when I would try something, or when I would try a certain way of training, or if I would change equipment, or if I would change my workout strategies, I was able to go back to this technology and see and collect data and come to a decision on what is working and what is not working. What also really helped to have this data was, of course, to establish what is working, but in times of a crisis, when things actually started to fall apart, and they did on many occasions, was the ability to revisit this data and to see what was happening when things were actually going well, and then try to find a way back. For me, the most interesting part and the most challenging part was to find data related to my own body and to my own physical self. And there again, through the use of technology, I was able to access technology which enabled me to measure, for example, my balance on a day-to-day basis, and how I'm able to, stabilize, and through real-time feedback, I was able to also actually train on it. So it was all about collecting data for my body, for my mind, and also for my technical performance, and then to try and find a way to bring this all together. You're on mute.
Abhishek, unmute yourself.
Thank you, sir. You just hitting the target with precision, like you are shooting through your words. I believe that shooting is like surgery, and it's a game of synchronizing with mind and body. So please walk us through what your journey has taught you about physical self-awareness and well-being.
Well, I did touch upon the physical well-being and awareness parts a little bit, but what I would like to maybe answer this differently is, yes, I was a successful athlete to a certain degree in my sporting career. And yes, now that I have retired from my sport, and I can, and no longer and have exited my investment of sorts, I can look back at my career a little bit more dispassionately. And I look back at my career for not the few medals which hang on a wall. I look back at my career at the relationships that I built with my coaches, with my parents, with my support staff, with my competitors. I look back at the memories that I have, and I look back at the whole journey that I had. That to me has an eternal life that still shines through, even though I no longer am an athlete. I don't look back at my sporting career that I won a gold medal at the Olympic Games, but I look back at my career as the sort of person I became in the process of winning that gold medal. So those are elements which were extremely important to me. My sport was my biggest teacher to me, because my sport taught me, yes, how to win, but it also taught me how to lose. My sport taught me the importance of hard work. My sport taught me how to do things with integrity. My sport taught me how to follow the rules. My sport taught me how to have a goal and to focus on achieving this goal. So those are things which remain constant and which will continue to, those values that I learned through sport will continue to play a role in my life forever. And, you know, just to your younger audience who may be tuning in today and are aspiring surgeons and doctors, I would just like to say that, yes, it is important to be goal-oriented and to have focus on the end goal. But I think equally important is to enjoy the journey. It is equally important to build relationships along the way. It is equally important to have honesty and integrity of purpose in whatever you try and do and whatever you try and achieve. And that is exactly what sport taught me. And that to me was the biggest victory that sport gave me.
Right, Mr. Bindra, that was really fantastic to hear from you. As you rightly said, there's a lot of, although it is perceived as not a very physical sport to many, but actually this involves a lot of physical training, because you have to make your body still to aim properly. But I'm sure, as you said, there's a lot of mental aspect also of your training, of your game. So as an advocate of mental health, how would you say that the physical and mental well-being of a person works together in bringing out the best of that person?
Yes, again, the foundation of anything lies in your own happiness and in your own well-being. And if you make sure and make that a priority, I think that will just ensure that, when you make your own well-being at the heart and center of your own performance, you will just have a better chance of performing well. So I think it is a matter of acknowledging the fact that mental health is also health. You have to acknowledge the fact that you can't do without one or the other, and you have to find a way to find that balance. It is again about trying to achieve that balance and find that balance in life. My sport was all about that balance. My sport was about that balance of mind. It was about balance in my sport, because it was a sport of finding that fine balance. And my sport was about finding that balance also in life. And when you prioritize the last one and make that a priority, which you often forget in the process of your goals and in the process of whatever you're trying to achieve, your own well-being aspect just goes lower and lower and lower on your priority list. But if you are able to keep that, you keep yourself in good shape. And, if you are in a good shape, you'll all be able to help many more people. And that, for me, it was about keeping myself firstly in a good frame of mind, in a happy frame of mind, in a healthy frame of mind. And that ensured good performances. That ensured that I was able to bring my best to competition. So it is just, again, a matter of having that priority and acknowledging the fact that the mental well-being aspect is an equally important aspect, and mental health, mental wellness. Sometimes we get confused with mental training and mental performance work, but they're two different aspects to completely. But very important is to prioritize the mental well-being aspect.
Great, sir. Connecting on the thread, I'm going to ask you quickly, sir, that what comparisons do you see between your time as an athlete and your role as now entrepreneur working with healthcare system in India, actually?
Well, again, it is a matter of finding process. It is a matter of being process-oriented in whatever you do. My sport was, in my journey through in sport, was one which was very process-oriented, and I bring exactly those same values to whatever I do in life and in business. The values that I spoke about a few moments ago of having that integrity, of having that honesty of purpose, of trying to be the best that you can, trying to bring in global best practice in whatever you try and do. And that is exactly what I am trying to do and achieve here, through the various projects that I have undertaken. One of it is through the ABTP centers that you talked about in my introduction. Again, it is a matter of, it is a question of bringing that global best practice. You are all healthcare professionals, and I don't need to tell you, and we all know that in a country like India, we do need to see much more investment going into healthcare. And obviously the current system has kind of exposed that we haven't really prioritized it as a nation. But I think you'll all agree, as orthopedic surgeons, a lot of work also needs to be done on the preventive side of it. And a lot of work also needs to be done on the post-care side of it. In the transitional healthcare space is equally important, because the success of your surgery also really depends on the post-care that is provided to your patients. And there, because I was so closely involved in performance and also finding the best way to fine-tune my body, I've been able to I've tried to bring in that global best practice in of course, in the sporting field, but also making these global best practices accessible to the larger public at large, to have access to areas, of course, from the preventive side of it, but also from a rehabilitation side of it.
Right. Mr. Bindra, here is my son, Siddharth Anand. I had one more question for you, but Siddharth probably is interested in talking to you, asking you a question. So if you allow, Siddharth will be there for you. Go on.
Yeah. Good morning, sir.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. My question to you is, what is your message for young generation in these difficult times?
I think it's so important to be there for one another. I think one is always, when things are good and things are rosy, we all like to be there for each other. But I think it's equally important, or even more important, to be there for each other in bad times. And of course, we are all facing those challenging times. So be there for each other, for your family, for your friends, and try and do whatever you can to help. I mean, in whatever little way you can. I think that would be my suggestion. Of course, it's a very challenging time for everybody. I think the whole nation is struggling, and many families are affected. So I think we all have to find that resilience from within ourselves. I do believe we all have that resilience within ourselves. We just have to bring it to the fore, and again, support each other, and hopefully we'll come out of these hard times. So.
Right. That was so nice of you. And my question is something similar, and that is, what is your take on holistic excellence, and how do you message us to pursue the holistic excellence?
Yes, it was, again, for me, as I think it came out a little bit in what I've said so far, you have to look at things holistically. I looked at, in my sporting career, I did my training for my mind, I did my training for my sport, or technical part of my actual shooting sport. I did work for physical work, and even in the physical work, I did things for recovery. I did things for performance enhancement. I also did things for prevention. So I think each aspect has to look at in a holistic way. I also attempted to look at my life also, bring my life into the picture, because yes, I was an athlete, but I was a human being first, and I also tried to prioritize the human element of my pursuit. So it is all about looking at any picture in a very holistic way. And that is what I tried to at least do in whatever way I tried to prepare myself for excellence. And that is the message that I'd like to give all of you as well, is to look at things in a holistic frame. You are obviously in the healthcare sector, so I think, there's an element of critical care, but I think the element of preventive work is also equally important. And I think the work and emphasis on transitional care and is also something which is so very important. So if you're able to look at things, build systems which look at it in a holistic way, I think we'll all collectively be able to succeed and to help many more people.
Yeah, Mr. Mindra, it is indeed our honor today and a good fortune that we had this opportunity to interact with you.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
And we shall remember this as an excellent opportunity when we had the chance to interact with such a winner like you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Sir.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
That brings us to our next speaker, and that is none other than Dr. Digpal Ranawat, who is a well-known physiotherapist and osteopath. He is the director of the Abhinav Binda Targeting Performance Center across India. Also is the executive director of the Abhinav Binda Sports Medicine and Research Institute. He is on the he is on the medical committee of the International Shooting Sports Federation. He is a well-known speaker in the area of sports medicine. With this, may I give you Mr. Dr. Digpal Ranawat.
Good afternoon, everyone. And thank you so much, Dr. Shantanu, for the brief introduction. Okay. So today I'll quickly present on the areas of occupational hazards which impacts various orthopedic surgeons. And I will quickly share my screen. Is my screen visible to everyone?
Yes, yes.
Okay, great. So I'll give you insight about what Abhinav sir mentioned. It was great to hear him and share his journey and also his point of view as an athlete, that what he went through and what he feels that there should be right balance between physical and mental component for each and everyone, being an athlete or any other entrepreneur or even doctors. And same way over here, if you see in this particular topic, I would be covering about various occupational hazards an orthopedic surgeon goes through. And at the end, for a surgeon, he is the person who is treating n number of patients, helping them out with their aches and pains. But there is no one to precisely guide them or help them or make them understand that they are human beings first, as Abhinav sir mentioned, and they have their own share of issues which they face and how it can be rectified. And I'll give you an insight, a little bit more brief about myself. I have been working with Mr. Bindra from London Olympic Games till Rio Olympic Games. I was his team medico, and I was also the team medico for the Indian shooting team, which went for the 2016 Rio Olympic Games. And right now, I had the Abhinav Binda Targeting Performance Centers, and we have close to around 10 centers across the country. These are advanced medical rehab centers, where what we have set up is world class under the aegis of Mr. Abhinav Bindra, as being an athlete and being to almost 5 Olympic Games with 23 years of his Olympic career or career as an athlete. He has been to the best of best medical rehab or sports medicine centers across the globe. And he felt that there was a big need in India when it comes to post-surgical or critical care, where a patient needs quality rehab. And this was the missing link. And in 2016, after Rio Olympic Games, he set up these Abhinav Binda Targeting Performance Centers. And just to give you a quick insight, we have centers located in Mohali, in Delhi. We have a facility in Pune, Bhubaneswar, also Gurgaon. So any of you surgeons get a chance, please do visit the facility, which is a state-of-art facility, and also what we do there. So quickly on to today's topic. So if we talk about occupational hazards, there are various forms of occupational hazards. There's physical hazards, chemical hazards, biological hazards, mechanical hazards, and psychosocial hazards. But precisely from the doctor's occupation per se, physical, psychological, and mechanical hazards have been found to be the most common ones, which has had major impact on their overall efficiency, or I would say their overall physical and mental well-being. So if we look at certain components like, in any form of surgery, the doctor, there's no fixed time that for a particular duration. It can last from 3-4 hours to maybe 10 hours or maybe more. And in that particular scenario, the doctor for the list of surgery needs good amount of static stability. When we talk about I guess someone needs to mute.
Yeah, I have unmuted.
Yeah, thank you. So if you talk about any form of surgical intervention, it's all about fine motor skill. So as Dr. Abhishek mentioned before, that surgeons are no less than shooters, because in shooting as well, you need quality fine motor skills to excel. And in surgery, again, you need fine motor skills. But to precisely replicate those fine motor skills for number of hours, which a surgeon does, it leads to a lot of compensation which the body goes through, or also you can say a new normal, which actually impacts the overall movement quality or movement economy for the surgeon, which can lead to further hampering their fine motor skills and also the outcome over the time period. So what are the possible causes of various occupational hazards for the doctor? First important component you can see is lifting heavy surgical tools or equipment, which the doctor or surgeon needs to hold during the surgery for a certain time period. And again, you need fine motor control or skills to do it. So you need first joint stability, then muscle strength. It's just not about having strength to hold the tool, but having the control plus strength to hold that tool in a particular position for a certain time period. Second thing is prolonged standing posture. So you see the joints need to provide you that static control, and also the right muscle needs to work to provide you with a good amount of standing posture to stand for such a long time period. Third important thing is again static stress which the body goes through, or the poor posture over the time period the surgeon has to adopt, because he needs to change his stance or change his position during that long duration of the surgery. And also non-ergonomic kind of a setup of the whole OT. So these are four major components. And if you look at the recent study by McQuarrie, the recent study in 2021, where there has been a survey about orthopedic surgeons and on their surgical economics and musculoskeletal pain. And they found that there are four major areas which are the bothersome areas for an orthopedic surgeon. First is the neck pain, you can say musculoskeletal or spasm, neck spasm, or any other form of radiculopathy the surgeon goes through. Also shoulder pain has been another common factor, wrist pain, and also lower back pain. Because when you stand for such a long time period, you're just not using both the sides so efficiently. Every human being is one side dominant, and when we start using one side more often, the other side is neglected, and it leads to a lot of muscle imbalance or compensatory patterns in the spine, which leads to further mechanical back pain or occupational related back pain. So how can we prevent, or how can we help the surgeons, have a better posture, have a more comfortable approach to their surgical needs, and also make sure that they don't go through degenerative changes over the time period? So first important thing is to have an ergonomical setup. Ergonomically designed instrument needs to be used by the surgeons. They should have an OT setup which is specific to their needs, specific to their posture, and it is at ease, where they don't need to change their posture so much. And adapting to starting posture, where it's very, very important that if you look at the spine as a unit inserts into the pelvis, and any compensation in the pelvis will have a direct impact on the spine's mobility and stability as well, and how your stabilizers are working. So it's very, very important that orthopedic surgeons also have make a small routine where they make sure that they are pelvic stability and mobility, it's intact, where they do some pelvic stability mobility exercises on daily basis, which will help assist or engage better deep stabilizers around the spine, and further aid them have better static posture during their surgical needs. Another important thing is positioning of the patient optimally. So it can be part of the ergonomic planning for the doctors, where, as I said, the tools or the instruments can be ergonomically designed and placed. Also, the patient can be positioned in a way where the doctor doesn't need to flex too much from time to time, and is able to maintain a very flexible and comfortable position during the time of the surgery. And also very important to break your constant posture. So take regular breaks between, or change your posture or your stance during the long hours of the surgery. Another important thing is I've mentioned about the ergonomical means. So it's very, these are few certain impressions where which can be incorporated. Or the good thing would be to get an ergonomic specialist physiotherapist to come in, do an ergonomical assessment of the OT room, and precisely give the feedback to the doctors to make the adequate changes as per their requirement, or as per their postural needs. So few things which can be looked at is the operative height, the elbow height as well, and also the gaze angle to the screen, very, very important. Also the operative field should be at 45-degree flexion of the torso, and also the arthroscopy monitor should be at the eye level. So these are few basic suggestions, but as I said, the best thing would be to have an ergonomic specialist to come in and evaluate the whole setup. Another important component is we can have, as I said, a stretching and strengthening program for the doctors, which can be created by a physiotherapist, and which can be incorporated by the doctors into their daily fitness regime, which will help them have slow down the degenerative changes they might hold because of the repetitive nature of their job. So how do we help the doctors in our ABTP center? So just to give you an insight, we have started with a campaign, We Care for Our Doctors. So in all our centers and nearby hospitals, with the doctors with whom we work closely, the doctors have been invited to our center whenever they have a chance, where in all the centers over the time period, we have catered close to 12,000 plus patients and 15,000 plus athletes, and we've done 25,000 plus clinical assessments. So the doctors have come into the facility where we have a postural lab. So we have various labs in our facility, where for the doctors, we first do a postural assessment. As I said, the key important component for them as per their occupation is standing for longer duration. So it's very important to precisely check their static stability, check their overall trunk stability as well in comparison to their static stability, check their ankle, knee and hip proprioception and control as well, which will aid to their overall mechanics, and also help underline what kind of customized stability training they should do. So in this particular lab, we have devices where we check their hip, knee and ankle stability and control, and on the same devices through biofeedback, we help them gauge better stability and control in the joints. Second important section we have, it's the postural bench, where doctors, as I said, three important areas or four important segments have been seen as the major areas of musculoskeletal issues, the neck, shoulder, lower back and the wrist. So if we talk about lower back pain, we have seen a lot of doctors having a complaint of lower back pain. So on this postural bench, we make the doctors lie down, and it's a sensorized bench where there are 6 different load cells, and it gives us insight about the amount of muscle imbalance they hold in the posterior chain of muscle and impact of that on their spine. So we have seen in a lot of patients, they have functional scoliosis because they use one side more, and they adapt that posture, and they're not aware of the particular impact it has on their surgical needs and overall health as well. So for doctors, we have seen on the postural bench the kind of imbalance, and we provide them with the right strategy, a training program which they can incorporate at home. Then we have the functional lab. So once we are done with the postural assessment for the doctors, we make them do the functional assessment in the functional lab, where on devices like the digital wall, where it's a sensorized platform and a camera in front, we get real-time insight about how their occupation, standing long hours and operating, had an impact on their normal ADL activities like sit to stand, squat movement as well. So all these things have been checked for the doctors, and we give them a program to precisely improve their upper limb body strength, lower limb strength, or agility, mobility, whatever is limited. Then we also do isokinetic testing for the doctors, because again, when you stand for longer duration, there is already compensation. You're overusing one side, and there is functional scoliosis in the spine. There's poor mobility in your hip joint. It leads to further wear and tear in the knee joint as well. And we have seen a big amount of imbalance in their quadriceps and hamstring ratio. So we have isokinetic lab where we do the isokinetic testing for the doctors to check their quadriceps hamstring muscle ratio and also help them improve their muscle strength to quantify it. Then comes the Gait Lab. So after doing the postural assessment, functional assessment, we check how their gait analysis is. So as I said, please don't get me wrong, doctors are human beings as well. And at the end, this applies to the patients whom we treat. But at the end, we want to make sure that we care for our doctors. And this is the kind of an approach we have for our doctors for their well-being, and also giving them scientific insights to improve their overall exercise economy. So in the Gait Lab, we do a gait analysis also for the doctors to check their step length, step frequency, and then give them a cardiovascular program, because it's very, very important that if you stand for longer duration and if you don't move so much, it has an impact on your cardiovascular efficiency as well. So based on that, we make a plan for them, and they come in after every 6 months, and we are able to upgrade their plans. So generally, these are the kinds of reports we generate, just not meant for the doctors, but also for the patients, where we check their static, dynamic stability, their gait assessments, and we are able to quantify their progression as well. And this is one case of total knee arthroplasty patient, where just to give you an insight from the orthopedic rehab per se as well, where initially the patient came in with a lot of asymmetry in their weight bearing and also hip extension and inadequate knee flexion. And when we did the gait analysis, we found that the knee range of motion was impacted by around 16 degrees. And after 5 sessions of biofeedback training for the patient in a very scientific, objective approach, we were able to bring the knee range of motion close to almost similar, and the only limitation was by around 2 degrees. So this is what is very, very essential, just not for the patients. Let me emphasize, it's very important for the doctors also to go through a holistic assessment, which incorporates their joint stability control and their muscle balance and overall health as well. So what we have set up is a facility which you'll find it's gold standard with what's there across the globe, and we take pride in it. So thank you so much, and I request all the doctors to, whenever they get a chance, to visit our facility and also get themselves assessed for their occupational hazards. I'll quickly show you a video of one of our facilities which we have set up, which will give you an insight about the advancement of overall physical medicine rehab needs for orthopedic patients as well. So this is what we have set up in Fortis Escorts Hospital in Okhla in Delhi.
I had access to these facilities while I was training for the Olympics, and when I came across this particular line of this sort of a facility, I was totally blown over, and that's when I thought that something like this in India is a need of the hour, not just for athletes, but also for regular rehab. Managing an athlete's injury is very, very complicated because you need to recover, and you need to recover fast, and you need to recover get back to the top of your game. And that is only possible with the help of the latest know-how, the latest knowledge, the latest technology. And I really do believe that this sort of a facility will help athletes come out of injuries faster in a better way, but also help prevent injuries. High performance in sport and the medical side of it, medical fitness, as I would like to call it, is very, very closely together, because nowadays high performance in sport is no longer a regular gym. It's all about quality, it's all about medical fitness, it's all about management of your body in a very, very precise manner. That can only come out of the medical field. It's necessary for the elite teams, but it's also very necessary for the grassroots. Until and unless you don't provide the right infrastructure at the basic level, you're never going to win multiple medals we expect to win. So I think it's the need of the hour to upgrade and to come and par with the world. We're way behind at the moment, so we need to get our act together and act together quickly.
So thank you, everyone. I hope it was a useful advice and also an insight.
Thank you so much, Diggy. Am I audible?
Yes.
Thank you so much, Diggy, as we call him as a friend, for joining us today and sharing us incredible insights about demystifying occupational hazards in orthopedic surgery. We are soon expecting a state-of-art ABTP center in our state too, for the benefit of patient as well as orthopedics or general surgeons. Thank you so much for all your insight. Thank you, Diggy. Thank you, Digpal. So lastly, we have none other than Deepika ji to take us through a beautiful journey through yoga. She is yoga teacher of national and international fame, who has taken his training from Yoga Institute of Vinayasa Yoga, Power Yoga, Therapeutic Yoga, Pranayam, Pregnancy Yoga, and so on. So she will be teaching us, she will be giving us tip on the simple yoga postures and yoga things which we can do, we can apply in the daily life for the benefit and proper posture and proper rehab of orthopedic surgeons. Welcome, Deepika ji.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Am I visible?
Yeah, you are.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I would like to thank Mr. Dr. Sarraf ji, because उन्होंने मुझे ये मौका दिया कि मैं आप जैसे सीनियर एंड रिस्पेक्टिव डॉक्टर्स के सामने कुछ ऐसे टेक्निक्स बता सकूं जो आपके कुछ ऐसे टेक्निक्स को बता सकूं जो आपको हेल्प करेंगे. इट विल हेल्प यू टू it will help you to cure your flexibility, your stress, anxiety, and the thing is that okay, so I will share you something with, मैं कुछ ऐसे टेक्निक्स आपको बताऊंगी जैसे कुछ प्राणायाम है, कुछ स्ट्रेचेस है which is very simple जो आप डेली रूटीन में कर सकते हैं. Okay, so we will start with Om chant. So I will request you all, please sit, keep your back erect and just focus on your breath. If अगर आप लोगों को कुछ समझ में नहीं आएगा, if you want to ask anything about the posture, about the breathing pattern, you can ask me. So there is behind me which things we are going to do. It will be, we will start with Om chant first. Okay, we will chant 3 times Om chant, everyone. So first, keep your back erect, shoulder relax, focus on your breath. Make a mudra, whichever mudra you want. You can do chin mudra, Gyan mudra. Do deep breath in and deep breath out. So first we will do deep breath in, and while doing exhale, we will chant Om. Okay, I request you all, please coordinate with us. आप सभी coordinate करिएगा, like जैसे आप लोग डॉक्टर, आप सभी डॉक्टर्स है, ऑर्थोपेडिक सर्जन्स है, आप अपने पेशेंट को जितने भी पेशेंट है, आप उनको दवाई लिख कर दे देते हैं, प्रिस्क्रिप्शन लिख कर दे देते हैं, तो आप अपनी तरफ से 50% आप अपनी तरफ से एफर्ट डालते हैं, 50% आपके पेशेंट को एफर्ट डालना होता है. तो इट्स लाइक दिस, इट इज लाइक दिस ओनली. मैं अपना 50% एफर्ट डालूंगी, बट आपको भी उतना अपना 50% एफर्ट देना होगा, तो तब कहीं जाके 100% एफर्ट होगा. ओके, सो वॉट एवर थिंग्स आई एम टीचिंग यू, प्लीज उसे संभाल के करिएगा. डोंट डू इट फोर्सफुली. ओके, एंड जस्ट वॉट एवर आई से, लाइक जो भी मैं इंस्ट्रक्शंस देती हूँ, अगर आपको कहीं कुछ समझ में ना आए, सो यू कैन आस्क मी, और मैं उसे करेक्ट कर दूंगी. ओके, एंड वॉट एवर स्ट्रेचेस यू विल डू, प्लीज डू इट जेंटली, डोंट डू इट फोर्सफुली. And these pranayams are therapeutic pranayams which we are going to do today. It will help you to increase your immunity power, respiratory system, and it will reduce your anxiety, stress, and it will make your body, it will improve your body mobility, like knee, spine, everything. आप ये जो भी आसनास है, आज हम लोग सभी चेयर पर ही बैठ के करेंगे, because we have very less time. सो जो भी बेनिफिट है, इट विल, मेरे स्क्रीन के पीछे वो सभी आसनास के बेनिफिट आ जाएंगे कि वो एक एक पर्टिकुलर सिंपल स्ट्रेचेस करने पे क्या क्या फायदा मिलेगा आपको. ओके, सो लेट्स स्टार्ट एवरीवन. कीप योर आईज क्लोज. विल स्टार्ट विद टोम चैंट. टेक अ डीप ब्रेथ. Now gently rub your palms. Cup your eyes with the palms. Please don't press it. Slowly open your eyes. और धीरे से हाथ. Keep your hands on your knee. So we will start with neck exercise, with breathing exercise. What you need to do, so you have to turn your neck towards your right side while doing inhale like this. It should be rhythmic inhalation and rhythmic exhalation. I will request you all, please do with us. हमारे साथ इसे करिए, मेरे साथ प्लीज फॉलो करिए. ये सिंपल चीजों से you will feel, आपको पता चलेगा कि आपको योगा इज नॉट लाइक आपने एक पैर पे खड़े होकर कुछ आसन किया या कुछ इंटेंसिव किया तभी आपको उससे फर्क पता महसूस होगा. इन छोटे छोटी चीजों से आपके उन बॉडी पार्ट्स पे, उन नर्व्स पे असर पड़ेगा जो नॉर्मली आपको जिस वजह से आपको पेन होता है या कुछ कहीं कुछ अटका हुआ है. It gives you pain, so it will release those kind of pain. Simple stretches and very beautiful. You will feel very energetic and very nice after the class. Just trust me. Okay, so turn your neck towards the right side, breathe in, then turn your neck towards the left side, breathe out, breathe in, 2, breathe out, 3, breathe in, 3, breathe out, 4, breathe in, 4, breathe out, 5, breathe in, 5, breathe out, 6, breathe in, 6, breathe out. Okay, that's it. Now, we will do next. The next we are going to do is The next we are going to do is hand stretching. Okay. Hand stretching where you need to interlock. We are going to do this hand stretching and Kumbha Pranayam. You have to interlock your fingers. As you can see behind, hand stretching with Kumbha Pranayam. This typical exercise opens up the chest muscles. It improves chest health and concentration, activates respiratory center in and leads to greater intercharge of oxygen. It improves your breathing pattern. Okay, आपके लंग का कैपेसिटी इससे बढ़ जाता है, स्ट्रेंथ बढ़ता है. Okay, so this is very simple. First you see what we are going to do. Keep your feet and thighs together. Just interlock your fingers and turn your palms like this. Then while doing inhale in 6 count, slowly inhalation this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fully inhale and hold your breath here for 10 seconds. Just keep pressing your knee to each other. Feel that contraction on your core muscle, on your thighs, on your abdomen, on your chest. Just feel it, that stretch. Your spine is stretching. Then slowly, while doing exhale, 1 in 4 count, 2, 3, 4, and bring it down. So this way we are going to do 3 rounds. This is very good pranayam, very good pranayam, and very good stretching also. It will stretch your spine. Stretch your spine. You will feel that your vertebra is getting open. Okay, your stress will get reduced. Spine stress. Okay, so just start. So counting will be 6 count inhale, 10 second hold your breath. You have to hold your breath. In between, if you feel uneasy while holding your breath, you can release your breath, but hold that posture. Okay, then while doing exhale, just bring your hands down. Keep one thing in your mind. You have to keep stretching your hands upwards, and while taking your hands down, bring your hands keep stretching your hands forward. So sorry everyone. So let's start. Turn your palms. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3. Take a deep breath. 4, 5, 6. Breathe in. Breathe in. Don't lean back. Just keep stretching your hands upwards. Pull your hands up. 1. Hold your breath. 2, 3, 4, 5. Feel the pressure on your chest. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down. Again, we'll do this 2 more rounds. Continue with me. Breathing up. 1, 2. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold your breath. पूरे lungs को भर दीजिए. Till your throat. Hold it. 1, 2. Hold your breath. 3, 4, 5. Don't lean back. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And breathe out. Bring your hands down slowly, but don't bend your elbow, please, everyone. Keep your elbow straight. So while taking your hands down, just keep pulling your hands forward. You'll get good stretch on your shoulder blade, on your scapula. Bring it down. 4. 1 more round, please. Thank you for coordination, everyone. Keep doing it. Breathing up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pull your hands up. Don't lean back. हाथ को जितना आप अच्छा पुल करेंगे ऊपर उतना अच्छा आपको स्ट्रेच फील होगा. Just keep pulling yourself. 1 upwards, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold your breath. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax. The next, just keep your eyes closed, keep your hands on your knee, take 5 seconds break. In between every asana, every pranayam, you should take 10 to 20 seconds break, because the muscles which we use, unko bhi thakawat mehsoos hota hai, so they also need rest. So take rest for 20 seconds. Okay. So, okay. Okay. So now the next we are going to do is belly breathing, forward bend and backward bend stretch. Okay. So, change. So it has so many benefits. Backward and forward bend stretch with belly breathing gives you stretch on your spine.
Deepika, it is not visible on the screen. Not visible on the screen.
Is it? Oh, so
not
sorry.
Visible on the screen.
Okay, okay.
Screen is very bright. To focus on the screen.
Okay,
okay. It is very bright. You cannot focus on the screen.
Yeah. Now
the camera
fine.
needs to be focused. No. The camera needs to be focused on the screen. It's just white. The camera needs to be focused.
Yes, sure. Still not visible?
It's visible, but it's completely white.
What's white?
Completely white.
Shamsul, I think the camera is fixed from the device.
Exactly. Camera has to be exactly, sir.
We need to follow her verbal command. वो पीछे हम देख भी नहीं पाएंगे. We need to follow her.
Okay. So sorry.
Verbal command.
Camera has to be focused there.
Yeah.
Just a second. Okay, just a second. Let me just try. So sorry for inconvenience, everyone.
No, it's okay.
But these all are
on the TV.
Okay, I will just keep saying things.
Yeah.
Okay.
That will help.
Okay. Okay. So everyone, do you have a scarf with you? It would be good if you have scarf. Scarf, anything band you have, but take it there. Please take that band, because when we do backward bend, it will give you good stretch.
Just a moment.
Yeah.
Yes, now the screen is visible.
Yeah.
Now the screen is visible.
So see, I was just showing you this benefit of doing this simple backward bend and forward bend stretch. Gives good stretch on your spine, increases back strength, increase lung capacity, because when we do backward bend, our ribs get expand, हमारा ribs जो है expand होता है. Because of that, when we breathe, lung को अच्छा खासा space मिल जाता है. So with that, lung capacity increase होता है. You get more oxygen. Good for back, cervical pain. Gives good massage to belly muscles, because we are doing belly breathing. So when we inhale, see how to do this. See, if somebody has very severe pain also on their shoulder, on their back, they should do carefully. Other people, they can stretch themselves little bit beyond their limit, but little bit, don't push yourself too much. So how to do this? Here, you have to take your hands back, do backward bend. While doing inhale, your stomach will come out fully. And then while doing exhale, do forward bend, pull your stomach in, and fully go down. Here you have to pull your stomach in and exhale fully, empty your lungs. Okay? So we will repeat this, we will do this almost 5 times. So let's start, everyone. I request you all, while doing this, please don't bend your elbow. Make sure you'll get good stretch. Don't push yourself too much while doing backward bend. If you feel giddy when you do backward bend, because you're taking your neck behind, so it gives pressure on your medulla and oblongata. So don't push your neck too much. Okay, let's start. Keep smile on your face. Don't make me scared, everyone. Okay, thank you so much. Breathe in up. Keep one thing in your mind. So when you do backward bend, just keep pushing it. Keep your knees together and thighs together. Just keep pushing that thing to each other. That contraction you will feel on your core muscle, on your joint. on your knee, on your thighs. Okay? Right. So let's start. Breathing up. Go back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take your stomach out. Breathe out. Pull your stomach in. Exhale in 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Keep contracting your muscles. 4. Pull your stomach in. 5. Down. Again, breathing up in 5 seconds. 1. Keep pulling your hands forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take your stomach out. This is a belly breathing. Stomach will come out fully. Then breathe out. While doing exhale, pull your stomach in. Feel that contraction. 3, 4, 5. 1 more, 2 more, 3 more rounds. Breathing up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Feel the stretch. Good stretch. Then breathe out. Come down. 1, 2. Keep doing belly breathing, everyone. Pull your stomach in. 3, 4, 5. 2 more rounds. Breathing up. 1. Don't bend your elbow. Don't bend your elbow. 2, 3, 4, 5. Just go behind. Go behind. Yes, very good. Breathe out. 1. Pull your stomach in. Come down. Come down. Come down. 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 1 more round. Don't feel tired. This is just a stretching. Come on. Breathing up. 1. Keep pulling your hands forward. 2, 3. Stomach will come out. 4, 5. Stretch. Go back. Stay here now with normal breathing. यहाँ पर रुकिए. Backward bend करके रुकिए. 1, 2. Feel the effect. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very slowly breathe out. Pull your stomach in and come down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And come up. Keep your hands on your knee, please, everyone. Again, we will take 10 seconds break with normal breathing. Focus on your breath. Feel your breath. महसूस करिए कि जो भी स्ट्रेचेस आपने किया है, आंखें बंद रखिए, कान खुले रखिए. ओके? जो भी स्ट्रेचेस आपने किया है, आपको वो करके कैसा महसूस हो रहा है? What do you feel? Just feel that you deep breathe in and deep breathe out. The next exercise we will do, the next exercise we are going to do is leg forward stretch using chair. On the chair. This is very simple. आप अगर जब आप लोग जैसे कि मुझसे पहले जो आए थे, मुझे I don't remember his name, so sorry for that. But when you sit after the operation, when you sit, जब आप लोग बैठते हो, तो उस टाइम पे थोड़ा सा अपने muscles को rest देने के लिए these all are very good stretches. Okay, for your leg, for your core muscles. So good for core muscles, which we are going to do. Increase leg strength. Good for knee mobility. Those who have arthritis, good for them. Good for arthritis. Give good stretch on calf, hamstring. Okay, hamstring muscles के लिए बहुत अच्छा है. So this is very simple. You have to keep straight without taking the support of the chair. Just sit on the just sit on the chair. Keep your back erect. Keep your feet together. Then just take your leg up. It is not visible. I will show you from side view. It will be good for you then.
Okay.
So yeah.
Let me bring a chair.
Yeah. I'm sitting on the chair because we have very less time, so I can't make anyone to do very intensive things. So whichever things we are going to do is whole things on the chair only, sitting. So keep your knees together. Then stretch your leg up. So can you see my leg? It's straight. I'm pointing my toe towards me, or my kneecap is tight. I'm getting good stretch on my calf muscle, on my hamstring, and on my abdomen, on my back. Then again, I'm taking my leg down behind my neck, behind my chair, below my chair. I'm just folding fully. I'll get good stretch on my upper thighs also. And this is very good for your kneecap. As I said, it is really good for knee mobility. Okay, so we will do like this and down without leaning back. Okay, so we are going to do this with right leg first 10 times. Let's start. 1, down, 2, breathe in up, breathe out, down. If you do with breathing pattern, it would be good. 3, you'll get oxygen. You can send that energy towards that part. 3, breathe in, breathe out. 4, breathe out. 5, breathe out. 6, breathe out. 7, breathe out. 8, breathe out. Please don't lean back. 9, now hold here with normal breathing. बहुत simple है, सिर्फ पैर को ऊपर ही तो रखना है. Feel that pain, enjoy that pain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fold it. Again, one more round. Lift up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Normal breathing. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And relax. How it was? अगर किसी को कुछ share करना है तो they can share something. No problem. Now with other leg, left. Start. 1, down. 2, breathe in, down. 3, breathe out. 4, make sure you don't lean back, down. 5, down. 6, down. 7, down. 8, down. Now hold. 9. Point your toes in, tight your kneecap. Feel that pressure on your knee, on your upper thighs, on your calf. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Down. We are going to do one more round holding. Okay, let's start again. Take a deep breath, hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Relax. Just keep your eyes closed. Focus on your breath. Again, we are taking 10 seconds break. Okay. Again, we are taking 10 seconds break.
Yeah, Miss Deepika, just a moment.
Yeah.
Aren't we doing it too fast? क्या हम थोड़ा जल्दी नहीं कर रहे? क्या मेरे ख्याल से ये टाइम की वजह से कर रहे हैं ना? जब हम एक्चुअल करेंगे तो और थोड़ा स्लोली कर सकते हैं. Is that right?
Yes. ये बस because of time ratio के मुझे जितना टाइम दिया गया है तो उसमें मुझे कहा गया है कि थोड़ा सा आप जल्दी करिएगा क्योंकि you all are doctors, so you have very less time to give for something.
No. But actually, you are doing perfect. Thank you so much. Please continue.
Yeah, thank you so much. So ये जब हम लोग करेंगे, the actual thing when we do, that time it will be like very rhythmic way. हम लोग ज्यादा number of times करेंगे. आज तो सिर्फ हम लोग 3 राउंड 5 राउंड ही कर रहे हैं. Otherwise it will be 10 rounds.
Right.
Yeah. So next thing we are going to do is Nadi Shuddhi. Nadi Shuddhi, mouth inhalation and forceful nose exhalation. It has tremendous benefit. I will say that अभी सब कोविड में जो अभी कोरोना का सब चल रहा है, it's COVID season. I will say that People are suffering because of the respiratory weakness. So this is really good for that. It will detox your body. Just see, there's so many benefit it has. कुछ लिखा है, कुछ नहीं भी लिखा है. Good for spine flexibility. Good for spine flexibility, detoxification of body, cleans the nasal passage, open up the facial muscles. When we exhale forcefully, you will feel that your poses, आपका जो area है, sinus area, it is all opening. You will feel that. Then reduces the back pain, spondylitis, cervical pains. Because while doing this, we are going to move our back, spine. Good for thyroid. Increases the oxygen level in body, improves brain function. Okay. So how to do this? This exercise I will show you from front and from side view also, that you can see my back movement, my spine movement while doing this. So here we will inhale from our mouth and we will exhale from our nose. But how we are going to do this? We are going to start from left. So I request you all, please पहले आप ये देख लीजिएगा. उसके बाद अगर आपको कुछ सवाल होगा, so the questions are welcome. तब दूसरों को भी जानकारी मिलेगा. अगर उनको कुछ पूछना है या तो शायद उनको भी उनका आंसर मिल जाएगा अगर कोई क्वेश्चन उनके पास है. So how to do this? यहाँ पर आपको अपने नोज को, राइट नोस्ट्रिल को बंद करना है. You can make a mudra. This is a gang mudra. You saw that? मैंने जब ऊपर लिया तो मेरा मुंह खुला हुआ था. And when I come down, I was exhaling from my nose. Okay, so this was front view where I was moving my neck up and down. It will be with the breath coordination. आपका जो body movement है, आपके breath के coordination के साथ होगा. So see how to do this from side view. So again, I'm showing you. Breathe in. Chin will come up, so मेरा back arch होगा, okay, and I'm looking up. So this is giving good stretch on my neck, on my throat, on my spine. So this is very good for hunchback, those who have back posture. Then breathe out, curve your back, your chin will touch your chest, curve your back, you'll get good stretch on your spine, on your shoulder blade, and touch your chin on your chest. So breathing pattern will be, it should be coordination between your breath and your body movement. Now see this. Sorry. You saw? It was visible, everyone?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. So, अगर किसी को कुछ पूछना है, the main thing is that in this you have to exhale forcefully. Inhale from your mouth, exhale from your nose, exhale forcefully. You will get good stretch. You will feel that आपके कान भी खुल जाएंगे. It will open up your ears.
मैडम क्या आप 1 मिनट मुझे करते देख सकती हैं? Just 1 minute.
What happened?
Yeah. Is this Kumar Shantanu?
Yes, it is.
Yes. Yeah. Please continue, sir. I request you, sir, don't bend too much while taking your chin down. Just curve your back. Yeah. Continue, please. Yes. Perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah. Welcome. Let's continue, everyone. Sit straight. So we will do 5 rounds from each side. The counting will be 3 count inhale and 5 count exhale. the exhalation will be little bit longer, because it's necessary that you exhale fully, empty your lungs fully to remove your toxic. Okay, let's start. Close your right nostril. Bring your chin to the chest. Make sure there will be coordination between your breath and your body movement. Okay, let's start. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3. Fully inhale, then exhale forcefully. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Continue. Breathe in. 2, 3. Fully inhale, then exhale. 1. Forcefully exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 more rounds. Breathe in up. 1. Inhale from your mouth, everyone. 2, 3. Fully inhale. Fill the lungs. Then breathe out. 1. Forcefully exhale. 2, 3. Curve your back. 4, 5. 2 more rounds. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3. Breathe out. 1. Forcefully exhale, everyone. 2, 3. Curve your back. 4, 5. 1 more round. Breathe in up. 1. Arch your back. 2, 3. Chin up. Breathe out. Curve your back slowly while you exhale. 1, 2, 3. You can pull your stomach in also. 3, 4, 5. Relax. Keep your hands down on your knee. We'll take 5 seconds break. Then we will continue with other nostril. So it was fine, everyone. Anybody has any question to ask?
Oh, thank you.
It was fine. What you felt? If I want to know, you can share your reviews about this.
Yeah, it was excellent. As you rightly said, I breathe in to fill my lungs completely, and I exhale forcefully.
Yeah.
A good, perfect, forceful exhalation can be felt in the ears also.
Yes, it opens up your ears, because you'll get good oxygen. It opens up all the air passage.
Yes.
Good for sinus problems, sinusitis, those who have migraine, and because headache and migraine are related to sinusitis problem, sinus problem. So it removed that also.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, sir. So let's continue with this with other nostril. Any other? कुछ पूछना है और किसी को? I will welcome those questions. Okay, let's start. Close your left nostril. Now inhale from your right. Breathe in. Inhale from your nose, from your mouth. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3. Exhale forcefully from your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can pull your stomach in, okay, while doing exhale. Second round. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3. Third. 4, 5. Third round. Breathe in up. 1, 2, 3. Fully inhale. Exhale from your nose forcefully. Breathe out. Curve your back. Pull your stomach in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more rounds we have, everyone. Please continue. Breathe in up. 1, 2, 3. Breathe out forcefully. Breathe out. 1. Pull your stomach in while doing exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't bend too much. Just curve your back. 1 more round. Breathe in from your mouth. 1, 2. Look up. Arch your back. 3, 4. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And relax. Keep your eyes closed. Just feel that calmness in your body, on your face, in your brain, on your mind. It is very peaceful. Keep your eyes closed. Now take 10 seconds break. Stay, just focus on your breath. Okay, now open your eyes. The next thing we are going to do is Padidhar Asan with deep inhalation and lengthy exhalation. So इसके फायदे बहुत सारे हैं. अभी तो ये अब बिकॉज ऑफ कोरोना ये सब चीजें बहुत ज्यादा सामने आ गई हैं, बिकॉज ये सब चीजें बहुत हेल्प करती हैं टू रिमूव योर कफ एंड दिस क्लीन्स योर लंग्स. सो these are the benefit, but it has so many benefit. अभी यहाँ पर सब नहीं लिख सकते थे तो मैंने थोड़ा ही लिखा है. It removes the cough from lungs, improves the oxygen level, good for lung functioning, open up the nostril blockages, good for breast cancer, reduces clots. अब clots तो सबको होते हैं, it is for men and women also, so वो कम कर देता है. And it opens up, it gives good pressure on your heart. Very good exercise for respiratory system. Okay, how to do this? इसमें ऐसा इसलिए क्यों है कि nostril open हो जाता है? Why is this so? Because under the armpit, इसमें हाथ, you can see the image, the model, it is like this. The model is like this. So see, my thumbs is out and my fingers are in, my palms are in under the armpit. So यहाँ पर as अगर आपको पता होगा तो as a दिनचर्या में, यानी हर दिन हर एक ह्यूमन बीइंग का, every living being, उनका नोस्ट्रिल चेंज होता रहता है. इन एवरी हर 1.5 घंटे में एक नोस्ट्रिल एक्टिव होता है, एक नोस्ट्रिल कम एक्टिव होता है. इफ यू रियली वांट टू सी दैट, यू कैन अभी भी आप चेक कर सकते हो कि कौन सा नोस्ट्रिल एक्टिव है, कौन सा कम एक्टिव है. बिकॉज जो नोस्ट्रिल एक्टिव है उससे आप ब्रीद इन ब्रीद आउट इजिली कर पाएंगे. जो नोस्ट्रिल कम एक्टिव है उससे आपको थोड़ा सा स्ट्रगल करना पड़ेगा. यू विल फील दैट इट्स ब्लॉक्ड. सो व्हेन यू डू दिस, इट ओपन अप द नोस्ट्रिल पैसेज, बिकॉज यहाँ पर ऐसे नर्व्स है जो सीधा ऊपर की तरफ जाते हैं. दिस इज रियली गुड फॉर योर ब्रेन. ओके, सो लेट्स स्टार्ट एवरीवन. जस्ट कि पहले देखिए इसे कैसे करना है. पहले देखिए इसे कैसे करना है. कीप योर palms अंडर द आर्मपिट दिस वे. मेक श्योर कि आपका हाथ पूरा अंदर की तरफ हो. Just see how to do this. We are going to do this. We are going to do this 3 count inhale and 6 count exhale. इसमें exhalation लंबा होना जरूरी है. And while doing exhale, you have to pull your stomach in. Make sure while doing exhale, you give pressure on your ribs. Just give pressure. Okay? You are massaging your respiratory. Right? So let's start everyone. पहले देखिए इसे कैसे करना है. Breathe in. 1. My palms are turning when I'm lifting my elbow up. पहले आप लोग देख लीजिए please. I request you all. My palms are turning out when I'm lifting my elbow up. 3. Then breathe out forcefully. Okay? Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you have to keep pressing your chest, your ribs while doing exhale, and just as well as you have to press here also. Keep pressing your palms under the armpit this way. So ऐसे करना है. So I will show you this with breathing now. क्योंकि ये काउंटिंग के साथ बताना जरूरी था, so ये इससे मैंने काउंटिंग के साथ बताया. अब इसे करना कैसे वो देखिए. फोर्सफुली एक्सहेल का मतलब ये नहीं होता कि you just exhale like this. It should be like
Gradual.
आपको lung पे pressure feel होना चाहिए while doing exhale. You will feel that you should feel that there is nothing inside your lungs. You should empty your carbon dioxide. Okay, see how to do this. I will count in my mind. Okay. So after exhalation, जब आप पूरी तरह से exhale कर देंगे, so we are going to hold that for 3 seconds. After exhalation, यहाँ पे भी आपको 3 सेकेंड होल्ड करना है. It is called बाह्य कुंभक. Where exhale करने के बाद जब आप अपने breath को hold करते हैं, after exhalation, it is called बाह्य कुंभक. When you inhale, जब आप सांस breathe in करने के बाद breath को hold करते हैं, so it is called अंतर कुंभक. So there are difference between बाह्य कुंभक and अंतर कुंभक. So we will do बाह्य कुंभक. After exhalation, you have to stay in that position. It is called शून्यक. Means empty lungs, nothing inside. So we are going to do this 5 rounds. 5 rounds with breathing pattern. Just follow my instructions. Okay. So make sure you have to give pressure on your respiratory under the armpits. Okay. So take the position, everyone. Let me see everyone how they are doing it. Smile, everyone. ये ऑक्सीजन और बढ़ा देगा आपकी बॉडी में.
Thank you.
Yeah. Keep your palms under the armpit. Take a deep breath. Breathe in. 1, 2. Raise your elbow up. 3, 4. Okay, Mr. Shamsul ji, you have to keep your palms under the armpit. Yes. Now breathe in up. Again, continue. 1, 2, 3. Now breathe out. Exhale slowly in 6 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Keep pressing your ribs. Stay there. Pull your stomach in. Hold it. 1. You can bend little bit. Curve your back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again. See, I am going to मैं फिर से इससे कहना चाहूंगी कि इसमें do exhalation with my counting, do inhalation with my counting, do exhalation with my counting. यहाँ पर कोई भी चीज जल्दबाजी में नहीं करना है क्योंकि you need rhythm in this. प्राणायाम का मतलब ही है rhythm देना अपने breath को. प्राण means energy, ayam means उसे rhythm देना. You have to give rhythm. So we are doing these asanas with pranayam. So give yourself rhythm. Don't do it forcefully and don't exert yourself. भागना तो दिन भर है, लाइफ टाइम भागना ही है. थोड़ा सा शांति से करिए. ठीक है? So let's start. Breathe in up. 1, 2, 3. पूरी तरह से सांस भरिए, भरिए, भरिए. Then breathe out forcefully but lengthy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Touch your chin on your chest and curve your back, pull your stomach in. Stay there in Shunyak. Baya Kumbhak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in. Again, come up. 1, 2, 3. Fully inhale. Vikasji, just follow me. Follow my instructions. Follow my counting. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stay down. Curve your back in Shunyak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in up. Again up. 1, 2, 3. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stay there in Shunyak. Press your chest through your elbow. Vikasji, yes, come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more round. Breathing up. 1, 2, 3. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stay there in Shunya. Keep pressing your ribs. Pull your stomach in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And relax. Keep your eyes closed. Keep your hands on your thighs. Give yourself rest and focus on your breath. रेस्ट दीजिए खुद को, सांसों पर ध्यान दीजिए, आंखें बंद करके रखिए. 10 seconds break. Hold. ओके, सो रेस्टिंग के साथ साथ अब हम, आप लोग देख लीजिए, सुन लीजिए जो हम नेक्स्ट करने वाले हैं. सिंहासन विथ कपालभाति एंड स्वान क्रिया. अब स्वान क्या है? जो डॉग्स होते हैं, जो ये होते हैं, कुकुर उनको कहते हैं. दे हाउ दे ब्रीथ लाइक दिस, दे ब्रीथ लाइक दिस, राइट? उनका टंग बाहर रहता है एंड दे डू शॉर्ट इनहेल शॉर्ट एक्सहेल. बट वही चीज वी आर गोइंग टू डू विथ कपालभाति. सिंहासन, कपालभाति विथ स्वान क्रिया. सो इसके फायदे क्या है? इट रिमूव कफ, activates the respiratory system, detoxes the body, improve the heat in the body, because कपालभाति करने से heat बढ़ता है body में. So it will kill your germs, virus, bacteria inside your body. Good heat, not bad heat. जैसे acidic heat होता है, it's not like that. It is a good heat. Okay? This pranayam is good for migraine, headache. Activates the brain function. Improve the memory, because इसमें हम अपना टंग को बाहर स्ट्रेच करने वाले हैं. So टंग के साथ stretching your tongue out improves your memory and your brain function. Okay? Helps to cure stammer. किसी बच्चों, यानी जो सिंगर होते हैं ना, जो गाना गाते हैं, they do this exercise. And जो बच्चे, कोई जैसे कोई है जिनको स्टैमरिंग का प्रॉब्लम है, स्पीच को क्योर करता है. Good for thyroid gland, tonsil. Okay? It has so many things. ये तो बहुत कम है actually. ये सब करने से आपका पूरा, I will say that आपका nervous system, so many benefit it has. Okay? So how to do this? You have to keep your knees apart little bit and hands on your knee like this, palms on your knee. Then little bit lean forward. थोड़ा सा आगे झुकना है, ऐसे नहीं. Little bit lean forward.
दीपिका मैडम, एक क्वेश्चन, सॉरी टू इंटरप्ट.
Yes, yes.
हम लोग किसी आसन की मुद्रा में करना है या चेयर में बैठ के करना है?
जी, चेयर पर ही कर सकते हैं, बिकॉज वैसे तो उसे जमीन पे भी करते हैं, बट वी कैन डू इट ऑन द चेयर. ओके, सो अगर आप अभी जमीन पे बैठे हैं मिस्टर शांतनु जी?
जी, मैं जमीन पे ही बैठा हूँ.
हाँ, सो डू वन थिंग. यू आर सिटिंग इन वज्रासन, राइट?
यस.
Yeah. Yes. So make sure, just do one thing, just keep your knees apart and bring your feet together. Keep your hands in between your thighs, but closer to your knee. Palms will be like this.
Yes, yes.
And yeah, is it possible to, can you give me the side view, please?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, thank you so much. Make sure जब आप लोग सिंहासन करेंगे, so मुंह आपका पूरा खुला हुआ रहे, आंखें बड़ी खुली हुई रहे. Just it gives you good stretch on your face. ये इसमें लिखा नहीं है, but this is very good for wrinkles. हाँ, आपका ब्यूटी पार्लर का खर्चा कम लगेगा अगर आप लोग जाते हो तो. टाइम मिल जाता है तो शायद जाते रहो.
हम तो सीनियर देखना चाहते हैं ताकि पेशेंट हमें सीनियर डॉक्टर समझे.
अरे इट्स ओके. देखिए, आप मेरे लिए सीनियर हो. आप सीनियर हो एज योर एक्सपीरियंस. दैट्स ओके. एज कुछ मैटर नहीं करता, बट इट विल मेक यू यंग. दैट्स इट. It will keep you young. So how to do this? You have to keep your hands on your knee, little bit lean forward. पहले मुझे देखिएगा प्लीज, फिर इसे फॉलो करिएगा. ओके, So इसमें आपको coughing करना है, but not from your throat. It's not like this. No, from your chest, from your lungs. I think you can, आप differentiate कर सकते हैं आपका जो voice होता है, आपका आवाज कैसे होता है.
Sure.
When you are exhaling from your, when you are doing exhaling that swana kriya from your throat or from your lungs, there is difference. जब आप लोग खास कब बाहर निकालने की कोशिश करते हो, जब वो निकलता नहीं तो you do this like you do this like, right? So
Yes.
it is like that only. So आप अगर सही करेंगे, I will tell you one experience with my mom. इतने ये बनाया हुआ नहीं है, this is मैं शेयर कर रही हूँ कि जो मेरी मॉम है इनको खांसी आता रहता था, बट कफ बाहर नहीं निकलता था. बट पिछले आई थिंक एक हफ्ते से मैंने उनको ये करवाना शुरू किया है. सो उनका जो कफ है जो नॉर्मली बाहर नहीं आता था, बट उनको कॉफिंग होता था, तो बिकॉज ऑफ दिस उनका कफ थोड़ा थोड़ा आना शुरू हो गया है. दैट मीन्स जो ड्राई कफ है उससे ये करने से वो भी बाहर निकलता है. ओके, जो पुराना है जो निकलता नहीं है वो भी बाहर निकलता है. तो इट क्लीन्स योर रेस्पिरेटरी फुली. ओके, सो वी आर गोइंग टू डू दिस 45 of 3 राउंड. हर एक राउंड में आपको 15 करना है. 15 कपालभाति, देन जस्ट सिट क्वाइटली, देन अगेन स्टार्ट 15 राउंड्स. मैं भी इसमें साथ में करूंगी, सो जस्ट फॉलो मी. ओके, वी आर गोइंग टू डू दिस 15 in 3 sets. Any question anybody has? किसी को कुछ सवाल है? देखिए सवाल पूछ लेंगे तो फिर करेक्शन में टाइम नहीं जाएगा.
No, thank you. Please continue.
Yeah, thank you. Let's start. Stretch your tongue out. Make sure your mouth will be open. Stretch your tongue out fully. Look up. Stretch your facial muscles. Let's start. Normal breathing. Focus on your breath. You can keep your eyes closed. Take 10 seconds break. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax. Let's do this second more rounds. 2 more rounds we have. Keep your hands on your knee. Let's start. Keep your eyes closed. Again, take 10 seconds break. Normal breathing. Just feel the circulation of your energy ka circulation feel kariye all over your body. Please keep your eyes closed. Keep your eyes closed. Feel that circulation energy, circulation of energy. जी, yes.
हम लोग 1 घंटे आगे चल रहे हैं और ये टाइम काफी निकल चुका है. बहुत से व्यूअर्स का रिंग आ रहा है कि भाई आप खत्म कीजिए. बहुत ही खूबसूरत आपका प्रोग्राम है, बहुत ही इंस्पायरिंग है. मुझे लगता है कि सारे लोग अप्रिशिएट किए हैं और सब अपना अपना फीडबैक भेजेंगे, क्योंकि ये तो एंडलेस जर्नी है. इतने योगा वैरायटीज है, इस सब कुछ दिखा देना समझा देना पॉसिबल नहीं है इतने छोटे समय में. लेकिन ये है कि अब आपको खत्म करना चाहिए. सारे लोग
अच्छा. सो सराफ अंकल जी, मिस्टर सराफ जी, मैं एक चीज प्लीज इफ यू अलाउ मी, आखिरी के 2 चीजें जो थोड़े से जरूरी है, मैं उसका 3 राउंड करवा दूं इफ यू अलाउ.
एक राउंड
बिकॉज इट्स ओनली ओम चैंट. सो ओम चैंट में ज्यादा समय नहीं जाता है इस वजह से. सो इज इट फाइन इफ आई 3 राउंड भ्रामरी और 3 राउंड ओम चैंट का करवा दूं तो?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, thank you so much. So let's do this last second, Adi, please change. So this is called Anahat Brahmari. Anahat means where you have to keep your hands on your heart. We have very less time, so मैं सिर्फ आपको बताऊंगी कि इसके फायदे क्या होते हैं. Please, when you do this, make sure these things while doing this Anahat Brahmari, आप ये चीजें अपने दिमाग में रखें, मन में रखें. It reduces the stress and emotional burden, cures depression, good for nervous system and brain function, boost confidence. You feel peaceful and happy, improves the heart function, relieve hypertension and helps improving blood pressure. Very good for blood. जो blood BP के patient होते हैं उनके लिए अच्छा exercise है. Helps cure insomnia, जिसको नींद की बीमारी है, जिसको नींद नहीं आता है, वो उसे भी ठीक करता है. And so on. But less time. So इसे करना कैसे है? You have to keep your eyes closed. पहले देखना है. First, pound your heart. I hope you will find your heart. Keep your palms on your heart like this. Okay. पहले देख लीजिए please इसे करना कैसे है. You have to inhale. Then it's a bee humming. इसे exhale करते हुए आपको भ्रामरी करना है. How to do this? See. Okay, so इसे ऐसे करना है. Make sure जब आप भ्रामरी करेंगे तो थोड़ा सा हल्का सा दबाना है. Give some pressure on your heart and temper your heart. It needs. Okay, so आंखें बंद ही रखिए. We'll do this together. Everyone, please join us. Please join me. I will say that.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Keep your hands on your heart only. आंखें बंद रखिए. Now slowly open your eyes. The next and last we are going to do is Om chant. We did before only, but ये वाला जो है उससे थोड़ा अलग है. इसके फायदे सुन लीजिए. You will feel peaceful and abundance of joy. Reduce stress, जो आप लोगों के लिए फिलहाल के समय में बहुत जरूरी है. You have so many patients, you don't get time for yourself. But by doing these things, you will get that peaceful and very nice feeling. Anyways, vibrations doing the Om chant improves blood pressure, blood circulation. लेकिन किसी को भी अगर boost energy level, improves blood pressure, किसी को भी अगर blood pressure का problem है और अगर वो ओम चैंट सुनता है, ओम जाप सुनता है या करता है, वो उनका प्रेशर, ब्लड प्रेशर इंप्रूव होता है. प्रोटेक्ट्स योर ऑरा, आपका जो ऑरा होता है वो प्रोटेक्ट करता है आपके ऑरा को और आपके ऑरा को क्लीन करता है. ओके, सो अगर कुछ बाहरी चीजें जो आपकी तरफ आती है विच इज नॉट गुड फॉर यू, वो एक प्रोटेक्शन का काम करता है. ओके, so Om chant ka vibration does that. How to do this? This time you have to keep your palms on your head, but first keep your right palms on your head tip. Then above your right palms, keep your left palm palms up on अपने right palms के ऊपर रखिए, and longer exhalation. पहले देख लीजिए इसे एक बार कैसे करना है प्लीज, आई रिक्वेस्ट यू। और क्योंकि हर ओम चैंट अलग अलग होता है, इसमें म का उच्चारण थोड़ा ज्यादा लंबा है। हाउ टू डू दिस? ओके, विल डू दिस। ऑटोमेटिकली आपके लिप्स पे स्माइल आ जाएगा, ट्रस्ट मी। ओके, सो वी आर गोइंग टू डू दिस 3 राउंड्स। आंखें बंद रखिए, कीप योर हैंड्स ऑन योर palms और कीप योर palms on your head, keep your eyes closed. Keep your eyes closed only. I request you all, please keep your eyes closed and bring your hands down on your thighs. Now do namaste in front of your chest. Namaste करिए, आंखें बंद ही रखिए। Just feel happy. Give yourself good affirmation. अपने आप को good अच्छा affirmation दीजिए जहाँ पे भी आपको लगता है कि कुछ कमी है, because इस समय आपका energy level higher level पे है। तो अगर ऐसे समय में अगर आप अपने आप को अच्छा affirmation बोलें, कहेंगे, positive affirmation कहेंगे, तो पूरा यूनिवर्स उसे पावर देता है कि आपका वो अफर्मेशन पूरा हो। सो गिव योरसेल्फ गुड अफर्मेशन, अच्छी बातें बोलिए खुद को एंड प्रार्थना करिए अपना ये जस्ट सेंड योर प्रेयर्स टू दिस यूनिवर्स। अपनी प्रार्थना को इस पूरे ब्रह्मांड में भेजिए, इस पूरे पृथ्वी पर भेजिए, बिकॉज अभी टाइम ऐसा चल रहा है कि जहां पर हमें प्रार्थना की भी जरूरत है और ये प्रार्थना ही है जो इस स्थिति को सुधार करेगा, ताकत देगा, सभी को मेंटली स्टेबल करेगा। सो आई रिक्वेस्ट यू ऑल, प्रे फॉर एवरीवन। Pray for yourself, for your family, pray for your pray for this earth, for universe. Slowly open your slowly rub your palms, open your eyes. मैं आप सभी को धन्यवाद कहना चाहती हूँ कि आप लोगों ने अपना अमूल्य समय दिया, प्रीशियस जो बहुत अमूल्य समय है वो मुझे दिया, अपना कुछ अनुभव आप लोगों के साथ शेयर करने के लिए। थैंक यू सो मच डॉक्टर सराफ जी, बिकॉज ऑफ यू ये पॉसिबल हो पाया है। थैंक यू सो मच एवरीवन। आई होप कि आप लोगों ने ये सेशन आपको अच्छा लगा हो और इससे आपको कुछ फायदा मिला हो। यू शुड, जो भी कारण से आपने किया होगा अटेंड, वो पूरा हुआ हो। थैंक यू सो मच।
Thank you, Deepika.
Yes. Yeah.
30 seconds.
Yeah. Yes.
आपका ये सेशन इस पुस्तक की तरह था
जी,
तरह था जिसने मेरी ज्ञान की आंखें खोल दी इस तरह।
wow. Very nice. Thank you so much, sir. I hope आपको इसका आप थोड़ा सा अगर एक्सपीरियंस शेयर कर देंगे तो इट वुड बी गुड दैट थोड़ा सा जो आधा घंटा आपने अटेंड किया क्लास, व्हाट डू यू फील नाउ आफ्टर डूइंग दिस?
अगर मैं बोल सकूं तो मैं ये कहूंगा कि इस आधे घंटे में मैंने वो तमाम जो मेरे मन में शंकाएं थी, दुविधाएं थी, दुख था, संताप था, पश्चाताप था, वो मेरे मन से दूर चला गया। और मैं आई वॉज एट पीस विद माई सेल्फ। ऐसे शांति मिली और दिल खुश हो गया। जैसा कि आपने कहा कि चेहरे पे अनायास मुस्कान आ गई और ऐसा लगा कि मैं आने वाली विपत्ति से लड़ने के लिए अब और बेहतर तरीके से तैयार हूँ। थैंक यू सो मच।
गुड,
थैंक यू शांतनु,
वेरी नाइस।
थैंक यू शांतनु, ये मेरी खोज है, मुझे कांग्रेचुलेट कीजिए।
आप एसोसिएशन के प्रेसिडेंट, हम सबके मुखिया हैं, और आपसे बढ़कर हमारा अभिभावक इस वक्त कौन है? आप ही तो है सर।
थैंक यू
थैंक यू सो मच सराफ अंकल जी, थैंक यू सो मच, थैंक यू सो मच।
बहुत अच्छा।
थैंक यू मैम, थैंक यू।
हाँ आंटी जी, यस वेलकम सर, वेलकम।
ये बहुत अच्छा प्रोग्राम लगा और ये तो गागर में सागर भरने वाला था
जी।
थैंक यू वेरी मच, थैंक यू,
वेलकम। देखिए, मैंने जैसे पहले ही कहा कि आप लोग अपने पेशेंट को ऑपरेशन कर देते हैं, प्रिस्क्रिप्शन लिख कर दे देते कि ये दवाई आपको खानी है, ये करना है। सो एक तरह, और जब 50% आपने अपनी तरफ से कर दिया, 50% अभी आपके पेशेंट को करना होता है। सो इट्स लाइक कि तब कहीं जाके 100% होता है, राइट? सो मैंने तो करवाया, लेकिन आप लोगों ने अपना सबसे पहले तो समय दिया, मन लगाया, देन physically, mentally, emotionally you were involved in it, so that's the main thing. वो जरूरी था।
Lastly we all become very energetic and very fresh.
Good.
अंततः हम लोग बहुत फ्रेश हो गए, बहुत क्या कहिए एनर्जेटिक हो गए। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपको मैम।
धन्यवाद। ये कारण एक्चुअली सराफ डॉक्टर साहब ने, इसलिए सराफ डॉक्टर जी ने इसलिए ही ये सेशन रखवाया था कि जैसे कि उन्होंने ये एक्सपीरियंस मुझे शेयर किया था, ही हर रोज मेरा सौभाग्य है कि मुझे डॉक्टर साहब का एज अ टीचर उनका बनने का मौका मिला। सो आई विल से दैट कि उन्होंने जैसा मुझे बताया कि आप सभी लोग कैसे अपने मरीजों से बिकॉज ऑफ यू हैव सो मेनी पेशेंट दैट यू डोंट गेट, आप लोग को अपने लिए समय नहीं मिलता है। सो दैट इज वाई उन्होंने इसी कारण के वजह से सेशन रखा कि आप लोग अपने लिए समय निकाल के कुछ चीजें खुद के लिए करें। जब आप हेल्दी रहोगे तब आप किसी और को भी हेल्दी बना पाओगे, राइट?
राइट। एक अच्छी बात और एक लाइन में कहना चाहूंगा दीपिका
जी सर।
आपके हर ट्रेनिंग में हर रोज मैंने वेरिएशन देखा है, मिक्सअप भी नहीं देखा। आज आपने कुछ बताया और कल इससे भी अच्छी चीज बताती हैं। तो ये मैसेज मैं अपने कलीग्स के साथ पहुंचाया हूं, देखो यार जादू की छड़ी है, आप देखो और महसूस करो कि क्या चेंजेस है, किस तरह की ट्रेनिंग होती है। और आप बहुत स्ट्रिक्ट ट्रेनर हैं, आपने मुझे कई बार डांटा, समझाया और फिर मैं सुधर गया, बल्कि मैं सुधर गया।
जी। ये एक टीचर का यही फॉर्चून होता है कि उनके जो स्टूडेंट होते हैं वो भले ही बहुत अलग लेवल पे हो, बट टीचर ही वो के पास ही वो हक होता है, और एक माँ के पास, पेरेंट्स के पास, कि वो अपने स्टूडेंट को डांट सके।
थैंक यू सर। ऑर्थो टीवी की तरफ से आप लोगों को बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया सर। वी हैड मोर देन 1000 लाइव व्यूअर्स ऑन ऑर्थो टीवी फेसबुक एंड यूट्यूब सर, और इट वाज अ वेरी इन्फॉर्मेटिव बिकॉज आज के कोविड के एरा में जो है सबसे ज्यादा अगर जरूरत है तो फिजिकली फिट होने की जरूरत है। तो व्यूअर की तरफ से, शराफ सर की तरफ से बहुत ही अच्छा इनिशिएटिव था, इसलिए मैं सबको थैंक्स करना चाहूंगा।
व्यूअर से फीडबैक लीजिएगा कैसा लगा, ताकि हम लोग और अच्छा कर सकें और अच्छे लोगों को बुला सकें। व्यूअर से फीडबैक लीजिएगा।
मुझे और भी कुछ कहना है सराफ सर।
हाँ बोलिए
कि आप अभी प्लीज घोषणा कर दें कि ये दूसरा प्रोग्राम ऐसा दोबारा कब होने वाला है, कितनी जल्दी होने वाला है?
Within 15 days, one of the best होगा, one of the best करने जा रहे हैं।
Thank you,
तो
thank you.
पहले से कलेक्ट कर रखेंगे किन लोगों को बुलाएंगे,
Yes.
जिससे कि सारे लोग इम्प्रेस हो सके, है ना?
Perfect, thank you, sir.
सर मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा सर मधुसूदन सर को वर्ड ऑफ थैंक्स देने के लिए सर। We are running out of time, sir.
Really, today's program was very informative and educative. I thanks to our respected President, Dr. SN Sarraf, sir, all the guest speakers, panelists, and our dynamic moderators, and all the BOA members, Ortho TV, especially the Dr. Shamsul Hoda, IT convener of the BOA. And I also thanks Emcure Pharmaceutical. Also in this time of the pandemic, spread positivity, stay safe, stay home, and help each other as maximum as possible. Thanks everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.